settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of Hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of Hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee.
This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. This show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Oh my gosh, hi everybody, welcome. It is a Tuesday night and we are going to kick off tonight's show in a way that we normally don't do it. We're starting with breaking news.
Oh, okay, we really are.
This text came into my phone just moments ago. Kat Carlson is coming in hot. She's angry, she's irritated, she's ready to drink, she's had a hell of a day. We go live, right to my immediate left. Let's go live to Kat Carlson. Kat?
Well, my goodness, you know what? I'm out here in volunteerism hell at the book fair, and I'm about to start firing some bitches.
Oh, there you go.
But if they're volunteers,
you can still fire
I can
them.
tell them to not come.
Yeah.
Ooh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? You can sit down and do nothing at home.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
You can vampire it. I rescind your invitation.
There we go. You just heard it from Kat Carlson. That's breaking news of why she's coming in hot, she's angry, she's irritated, and she's ready to drink.
She's firing the volunteers.
That was really fun. That just made my whole day better.
There, see ya!
Yeah.
Much better.
Lord. Welcome to your other volunteer job.
And we all just sit here too.
Yeah, just as cunty.
You know, but that's kind of what we all signed up for. That was
Yeah.
the expectation, was that we were
Cunty
going
and
to
do
sit here
nothing.
and
I
be
like
shitting
that.
on each other.
I
Right?
checked both boxes.
Lower.
Be a cunt, do nothing. Check and check.
Yes.
Sometimes when you volunteer for things, you volunteer to actually do stuff.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I would never, but I hear
don't
that's
know about
possible.
Sure, but people do that.
Some
People
things
do.
involve you
I mean, I've
lifting
heard
things.
about
I'm out.
it. I've heard about that.
Things
Yeah.
we've never heard Al say. I'll carry that.
Yeah, I know. We helped you move.
Yeah, no shit. We helped you move years ago. Light as a feather.
Yep.
No,
Yeah, that couch.
It floats
Great.
on air. It floats on air.
The only thing that he actually had that was light as a feather was a box of marabou feathers. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all he had. Oh, horseshit.
Marabou's not cheap, so we couldn't let you lift
Well,
it.
that's true. God, no.
We had to have
Boys and girls, as we start the show, we'll remind you this is the 26th of January, 2016. This is show 247. Welcome to it. It's Studio B. I'm Clayton McKee. That again is Kat Carlson. Marnie Ryer. That's Al Perkins. Whew, here we go.
And this, we did not, for those who are like listening to all my mistakes, this is not the 200th show or anywhere near the 200th show.
Oh, good
We
work.
started in the 60s, we're in the 40s.
Right, we started on like George
Right.
Michael shoe size.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
right.
European shoe
continued-
size,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
We started at show 63.
And hi, everybody.
Yeah.
And hi, welcome back, Drew. Drew was in the chat room, so that's very exciting. He's been gone for way too long.
Oh, he has been gone for quite a while. Yeah.
Welcome back, Drew.
So
Well,
welcome back.
welcome in, sir.
Listeners around
Yes.
the globe.
And
Yeah.
hi to everyone.
And literally around the globe, Anat in the chat room made me laugh earlier. Said hello from the other side of the world. Literally,
Literally, yeah.
because it literally is the other side of the globe, which is still that's just crazy to me.
It is.
Just nutty.
It's very. I like it. It's very fun.
It's very good. Now I know that we've all been bitten a little bit this week by the show. This is the 184th show, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah.
Math.
Yeah, I was
math.
told there'd be no math.
I was told. I barely got it done myself, and I have a phone. We've all been kind of bitten with the interview bug this week. We've all done our share of talking about ourselves and others in the show.
Oh, good.
There's an upcoming article. We don't know how long
You
it's going
seem
to be.
surprised. Were you not part of it?
Oh, she was.
Oh yeah, I was there. No, totally. I forgot about it.
Wow. Totes forgot.
You know, wait till it gets to be my turn. Carry on.
Okay, yeah. I don't.
Yeah, I don't listen till it's my turn to
You,
talk.
you
Maybe
don't even know.
Maybe we don't want it to
what
be
kind
your
of
turn
life
tonight.
I'm living.
We have a local
You're fine.
gay magazine who has interviewed. I know it's interviewed me previously in regards to the show, but this time they got all of us, and I think Kat and I did ours Thursday together at Cobalt, and then independently. Al did an interview on the phone. I'm assuming on the phone.
Yes.
And so did Marnie last night. So I'm
very nice.
I'm very curious to see how this is going to come out. And I'm not sure when Marnie. I know you had asked her when.
March.
Oh, is that a March episode? Okay, got
Yeah.
it. So
She said so. She goes, I know it
sweeps.
seems like
They're monthly now. They'd stopped their
Oh, I did not realize that.
every other week
Oh, they're,
thing, and they
they're
went
no
month.
longer semi-monthly.
Oh, I did not know that. Well, good, because I pay
Would
so
that
much
be
attention.
bi-monthly?
I just when I see a new cover, I grab it. That's all I know. That's my automatic little
Oh,
thing.
echoes are here. Pick it up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
And then
So-
sometimes
Yeah,
it
and-
sits in my bathroom until the next echo.
And Tim had it mailed to me for years after he left, and then obviously his cloud or my subscription, one or the other,
Right.
ended, and it was.
That reminds me of a story that
But I got it.
I'll,
I got it in the mail for a long time.
I'll share with you too.
No, Joe Echo.
Yeah, Echo did it. In March, when that interview actually comes out and posted, we will post links not only on our Facebook page, but in the chat room for those of you who may or may not care to follow us on the Facebooks.
I'm gonna mail a copy to my mom.
So you'll all
Very
be able to
nice.
see and read and maybe learn more about us that you didn't know. Though we are pretty open on this damn show.
I don't know that we've held anything back.
I don't think so
Yeah,
either.
don't-
I think
I was stunned at Cobalt that night about just how long we can talk about ourselves.
Oh, you have no idea. I was like, what do you want to hang out? Why are you hanging out?
Right.
And I was mad at her. For hanging out.
Why you gotta go? I'm like, oh, an interview. Sure, it'll be half
that
an
is-
hour. Like
I was
3
there
hours
for
later.
half her interview. I just was dropping her bike off and I was there. She at no point ever said, "Do you need to go?" Because I can talk forever. She never said that. Never once said that.
I'm just throwing it out. Hey, I just want to. It's exposure.
So if you're listening by chance, Laura, this week, thank you for taking the time to interview all of us. Looking forward to the article coming out in the March issue of Echo magazine. So that's very cool. I thought it was exciting. Speaking of Echo, though, you just had mentioned that Tim used to mail it to you. Or used to mail it to him. Which one was it?
No, I was on their subscriber list.
Oh, got it. Years and years ago, when I first moved to Phoenix, and I had discovered this wonderful, accepting community that I became part of, and am still part of, I used to send copies of Echo and whatever other rags there were locally.
It was like the X Fact X
There was
something or other.
Some of those. I used to send them to the only gay bar in my hometown in Joplin, Missouri, which I had never been in until after I moved here, and then I went back to visit at one point.
Oh.
I used to send them things because I'm like, well, I don't think they know what's going on in all of the world. And this was all,
Sure.
and this was before
Pre-internet,
the
yeah.
interwebs were as big, and and all that. And I don't even know how big it is still today in my hometown. But I used to send them.
The internet probably the same size as everywhere else.
Because Echo's been around for a long time.
I mean the influence it's having.
Oh, sure.
The educational
There was
awareness.
like the Western something. There was the
Western Express,
Western Express,
the Observer,
X,
Echo, X Factor.
X Factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dion wrote. Well, before Dion, it was Van Veerden that was writing.
Oh, for the U report.
The U report.
Yeah,
where-
which was funny.
Which all you had to do. I mean, nobody knew who it was, but it was it's the bitchy character from All About Eve. So we all knew.
okay.
Like we narrowed it down to like the four
Oh.
queens in Arizona that
Like
were
it's-
old enough
It's
to know
one
what.
of you bitches,
Yeah.
and we
But
don't care at this
I
point.
used to send it back
Addison
to them,
DeWitt. That's what that's.
Yes,
that was
that's right.
the pseudonym that they always used, and that's.
and still used today in Ion AZ.
Oh, does he still write as
for
Addison?
the slings and arrows? It's by Addison DeWitt.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's.
But I used to
that's the
mail
bitchy
all
columnist
that.
from All About Eve. That's so funny.
I used to mail all that back to my hometown. And one time when I went to visit, I went in and I had just made a comment that I was the one shipping them all to. They couldn't have given two shits. Like there was education there.
Son
there
of a
was something.
bitch.
I realized it's a different city, but still there were national stories and all of the stuff that I was sending them because that's Echo reaps from the national feeds and so
Oh
forth.
yeah, and I used to read every Thursday at work. I'd pick up my Echo magazine and read
So-
through my LBQ.
I sort of just
Elemental P,
yeah.
QRS.
A.
Subsequently, I quit
Oh,
sending
wait, to
them
do an
anything.
interview and not remember those initials? It was horrible. I was like, LB.
That's what.
She was like, "Are you concerned about the LBGTF people?" And I was like, "Oh God, I hope I don't have to say that back." And then she asked
Wait,
me
who are
something.
the F people?
I don't
Son
know.
of a bitch.
Freaks.
I don't even.
Faggot.
Oh, very
Wow.
That was easier than you thought.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to point.
Tonight's
Rude.
nice. Well played, sir or ma'am.
Tonight's
Yeah.
racial slurs
However, I
brought to you
said
courtesy of Marnie Ryer.
Shoe fits.
I guess we better cross them off the list.
Wow.
We've now offended them.
Yeah.
No, yeah, well,
Well, there
It's
you
about
have
time we offended those fuckers.
But I honestly haven't
point.
said it out loud in so long, or said it out loud correctly, that I was like, "Oh God, I hope she doesn't ask me to repeat
Right.
that." Do I have to hold my hand over a Bible and remember with those initials?
you could do it. You could use a J.R. Tolkien book. It's the same story.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it's
is.
very
It
similar.
really
There
is.
are rings and crosses
Yeah,
involved.
you're
and-
making
feel
things
good
up
about it.
again.
yeah.
Oh, I need more theater.
Oh my heavens! Well, we might as well kick it off. Kat, are you in a state of mind
Yeah,
that you can start this?
I'm in a
I-
safe place.
I feel good.
Okay, Kat Carlson, what have you been up to?
Well,
She's like one peak down on that beer.
I know. That's my third.
Wow.
Traffic was a
You
bitch.
were busy in the bathroom, huh?
Well,
Went in there and mainlined a few.
Butt chugging Bob.
almost. You almost had me spit.
However, the train gets in the station, we don't care.
Wow.
Well, so we know that I do this crazy book fair thing, and everybody kind of rolls their eyes, and they don't quite understand that it's a giant undertaking for a week. So you basically are opening a store
Yeah.
from nothing for a week, and then you run your store all week, and then you have to add children to the mix. So it's a lot of work, and a lot goes into it, and I love it, which is why I do it. And so I was,
Go ahead. Sorry, I wasn't trying to.
we needed
I feel
to
like
hit the table for
I feel
that.
like there's a food truck at the end of this. What is she doing down there?
She's
That
making red
Clamato
beers.
juice is in attack mode.
Sorry.
I thought it was coming for me.
Kill Bill Volume 3, this time it's
Right.
personal.
So everybody knows when you're in charge of a big project, it helps to have like a right hand man or just a buddy or a pal. Even just moral support sometimes. Just
Sure.
somebody to come along for the ride and be at least
Helpful.
helpful, right? Helpful, super nice. And so I like planning this particular event. Leading up to it, I sent out some messages and some emails, and here's what I'm looking for, and somebody raised their hand, and I was like, oh, well, that's fantastic. We should meet. We should get together. I had her over to the house. We had coffee, and I made muffins. It was a lovely time. I know. I'm quite the host.
Wow.
I feel like I'm in the middle of a metaphor. I don't want to.
I almost feel like I should volunteer for something. If there's coffee and muffins.
Muffins, yeah, damn.
God damn.
Right. You can come over for coffee and muffins anytime you like.
Well.
And that's not a euphemism.
Just- yeah,
I
that's
literally made like just
Actually, it
regular
made me
muffins.
uncomfortable.
No.
I'm going to need to see the muffin, ma'am.
You You're popping
The
out of all
Muffin
kinds of
Man?
pinatas.
Is it rolled up in a
neck.
thing you pop
Be careful.
open? I don't know where your muffins come from.
I make my own fresh bread. I can make some.
Okay,
Anyway,
all right.
anyway.
Continue on
So
with this
I'm
charming
thinking
story.
to myself, this is fantastic. I've got somebody, she can kind of do a ride along and just, help out, and this is going to be fantastic because it's not like I don't have anything else happening. So
We know you're busy one night a
right,
week here.
very busy. Yeah.
And preparing the other 6.
So I'm trying not
Not this week.
to overwhelm this person. So I don't just like dump a whole bunch of work on them at first. I say, oh well, we need to do this very simple project. Here's what. And I'll even start it with you. I'll, hang out with you for an hour, and then will you please finish this, and follow it to the very next step, and I gotta go.
Right.
Well,
So you give good 2 to 3 step instructions.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fucked that up. Yeah, all right. Okay, mistakes happen.
Sure.
Miscommunications. You're new. I understand.
Because putting all the widgets from this box to that box was really difficult to explain.
It was.
Okay.
It
all right,
was.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was counting and delivering flyers, but
All right.
I digress.
Okay.
So then the very next day, it's time to set everything up, and it's kind of a manual labor day. It's unpacking boxes and moving big cases around, and it's a very fun day, but kind of work intensive.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I turn around, I assign tasks. Like I'm super used to being in charge of stuff, so I'm like, hey, will you do this? Hey, will you do?
Sure,
I don't
delegate
even know
the
people's
shit
names.
out of
Like,
it,
here
yeah.
you go. Do this. So
All
the
delegation.
person who's
I like
supposed to be learning and supporting me, well, every time I give a task, I find out she's giving it away.
Oh.
And
She's
he's standing-
subleasing.
I was going to say she's a subletter.
And then is standing right behind me all the time.
She's letting somebody else do it.
So now, job number 1, you fucked it up. The next day of jobs, you did none of them.
Yeah.
0 of them. Okay, fine. No problem.
May I ask
Please do.
2 questions?
Yeah, well,
Two
it
things.
has to be 2 things.
I'll go with 2 only
Yes, me
because I
too.
have one, but I'll talk slowly.
Two things. It's okay. Sometimes I get to the second thing and go, yeah,
I don't know. I don't remember. Now, were the tests that she then delegated off, were they completed? So did she delegate well?
No. The problem is she didn't delegate with like intelligent instruction.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So then the person
That
that
is-
got the job
Oh.
subsequent to that
was set up to fail.
Well, exactly.
It's like when you start a story here and
Yeah.
you tell 37 people by the end of the line, the story's completely different.
And it's petty little, not earth-shattering shit. But at the same time, if I wanted her to fucking do it, I'd ask her to do it. I asked you to
Oh.
do it.
Yep.
I like where this is going now.
Angry lesbian.
And it's fair. I just wanted to make sure. Like, hey.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
As seen on TV.
None of it earth-shattering. So then we get to yesterday. Yesterday's a very busy day. We have children in and out all day. We're dealing with teachers. Like, it's very, very busy. And I love being in that part of it. I love dealing with the kids, and I love being the one that they get really excited about the event whenever they see me, like, year round. Anytime I stop in school and kids see me, they're like, oh, it's the book. Is it time for the book fair? We're ready.
Are you the book lady?
I'm totally the book
Are you
lady.
okay? I didn't know what
Yeah.
your title was. Like,
Well-
do they refer to you as the book lady? Or
Sometimes they're a
The cat
little
in the
like
book?
confused as to my actual gender.
Right. The one person.
The book person, right? The book fair person.
oh, we're gonna go
She's-
gender specific.
She's called it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
No, we're gender neutral here.
No, I know.
They
I was
call her
going.
a bookie every now and again.
But we're only
bookies.
gender neutral because some of the
bookies.
kids like just legitimately
Yeah.
can't figure it out. 'Cause
Well,
they're little kids.
I've known you for
And
5-6
look at me,
years, and
right.
I debate every Tuesday.
Every now and then. Well, think about it. He calls everyone in the chat room a he and a she.
I
and
think a
he
man's
He
a
has to
girl.
look at my
He
list.
doesn't know.
Sorry.
He
Poor
doesn't
man.
know you. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, please.
So we get to yesterday, and the day's supposed to start at 7:45 a.m. I'm there. It's my, I assign it just like I do a job, even though I'm not getting paid for it. This is my job. I show up.
Yeah.
And so I show
I'd
up
be
and I
late.
do my thing, and I think, I didn't really give her a specific time. She'll be here, and it's fine. Like, the first day is not an issue. First day is not an issue, and I don't actually care.
Just
at this
setting
point.
up a precedence as well.
Right.
Okay.
And so I'm like, you know what? She'll be here. I said before school. I said we're open before school, so she'll clearly be here before school starts. Nope, that didn't happen. Like, came and went. Okay, fine. Had other people pop in. Hey, you need a hand? Sure. Dealing with all kinds of people. And all of a sudden, it's like a half hour after school even starts, and still
Nada.
this bitch ain't here.
Okay.
And so, I shoot off a quick message, and I'm like, hey, just wondering,
I know an aunt.
were you thinking of coming by today?
Anytime. Just
She didn't happen to go to the wrong school.
No. She had finally showed up. I was in another room,
Yeah.
and she had finally showed up. And okay, fine. no worries. So now we're very busy and we need to be like helping kids do stuff and we need to be like in the mix. And every time I turn around, there's this bitch in a chair. Watching. That's nice. Okay, well, not everybody's me. Not everybody wants to be like up to their armpits in fourth graders. Okay, fine. I try and be understanding.
Again, that's, for listeners at home, that's not a metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
fourth graders are actually about armpit height for me. So
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
no, that's a real thing. Yeah. So then at some point
I was just
yesterday,
thinking they were going to be piled that high. I wasn't sure. I wasn't thinking height-wise.
at some point yesterday, my supervisor from Scholastic stops by to be like, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, because this one falls in our territory. So she just pops by like, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, and just kind of teasing me. She's like, "You need anything?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I got a van full of book fare. I don't."
And I got the best volunteer ever.
I don't need
Oh my
shit.
God, she's so good.
She's
Well, the best
real good.
volunteer ever had video.
Still is silent.
I just tried audio only and it didn't work.
It did not go. Okay.
Transmitting.
I don't know.
There we go. He says.
What?
I don't know.
There you
Oh,
go.
Oh, it's a couple. Yeah.
That's as current as you can get, right there.
Yeah.
We were just typing into the chat room. My
Good,
goodness,
good,
my
good.
goodness.
I like it.
Hey, everybody hears us. Very good. Very good. What happened? Joe DeGanzik says. Cat F and Carlson says power went out.
Tell Joe just to quit fucking lying.
I'm pretty sure you just did.
Probably. And he's probably hearing it about now.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2. Fuck
One.
you. All right. Marina,
Yes.
what'd you do? What'd you do all week?
Yeah, again, we're going to go back to the fact that I have part-timers, and I don't remember. It was
Good
just
work.
a long week of doing work, and I taught. I did a bunch of other stuff, so meh, this, that, the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but it feels like it was a good week, like it was a productive week.
I felt good at the end of it. I don't know what happened, but
Like,
I
I
felt
That's
feel
good.
nice.
like
about it.
it's
That's
been
very nice.
productive, right?
Yeah, no, that's a
But-
good feeling.
But I'm like, I can't remember exactly.
I don't know what the fuck I
but-
did, but I
yeah.
feel good about it.
But I feel very good about it. Yeah. So yeah,
That's nice.
yeah. So very short, meh, succinct.
Super nice. Well, you know
Yeah.
what? That makes up for the power outage. That makes up for my
Yeah.
long ass story. We are right on
Yeah.
time now,
and
ladies
I've
and gentlemen.
actually been watching a little bit of TV, which is weird for me. So I'll be
Television
excited
is
to.
nice.
Oh, very good.
No, but
very
I mean,
good.
usually like I'm like way behind.
Yeah.
In
I'm
watching
on
a
like
lot of
season
stuff,
6 of Friends now. I'm
Nice.
very busy.
Oh, good times. Good. The salad years.
Ross and Rachel are killing me.
I
Yeah.
know. Remember when I like yelled at you 2 weeks ago? I'm like, was it the one where they broke up? I know.
I'm like, oh my god, which one? I'm
When
like,
they
how
took
do
a
they
break?
do it? How do they stay friends? How do they stay
take a
friends?
break. Oh, I don't
How-
know that part.
How do they manage?
How do they manage those imaginary people in the big square box in my
That's right.
living room?
Who
How
live
do they
in such
do
a
it?
rich apartment and yet
And
have no money.
something that I always liked that I think they kind of started. I don't know. I'd never seen it anywhere else. Yeah, that too.
They did start that.
Was the holding up the frame and taking a picture.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I've been
in
in a
their-
couple
in their
different
intro.
functions. I've been in a couple different functions now where they have like a photo booth,
It's coming back. Yeah.
and one of the things is to hold up the frame slightly askew,
Askew. Exactly.
and enjoy.
We did that at Brendan Robbins' reception. We put those in the backyard, like hung them
Very
from
nice.
different trees so that people could just kind of go up and be
Yeah, and they
in,
make cute
it
little
was cute.
pictures. Yeah, because now I've gone through and seen the people just post them. No one ever edits them down to look like a frame.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah,
that I've
no.
never seen. I don't.
Uh-huh.
Nobody cares. We all
But
know
I've
what's
seen the
happening.
pictures and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. I think the audio
it a
stream
mi-
is always behind, but who knows?
Give it a
It
minute,
is.
Joe.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think that's ever current. I just had.
Everything is live, 100%.
100%.
There we go.
100%.
So I turned off a couple lamps. That's what I decided. Like, this lamp is off, and the lamp in the living room, the blinker in the living room with the ghost in it is off.
I've made a note
And we
here.
unplugged some shit
The
too.
lamps are
I
optional.
made a note
plugged
on my
shit
journal
back in.
to
I need charge.
get Jason Carlson's dad to come and put in a new breaker.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a good thought.
That's
We're
fine.
gonna go up in size.
Dear diary.
Yeah,
Dear diary, more power.
more.
Angry lesbians drain power. the headline.
Oh my God, was it my anger that brought the house down?
The light of 1,000 suns.
Let me
Don't
tell
make
you,
me angry.
the
You
moral
won't
of
like
that
it when I'm
story
angry.
is
there's a moral.
there was a lot,
Interview people.
No, there was a lot more that happened, but the moral of that story is at some point this evening, I still get to tell her because she did a whole I'm going to leave and nap and then never showed back up. So she did a no call, no show. I overslept my alarm to me this afternoon. And then 3 hours later was like, hey, so when do you need me in the morning?
Nope, don't.
Quarter to never. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I was waiting for that part to come
About
in.
20
Who
minutes
gets to
after
tell her to-
That'd
Saturday morning.
be me.
Yeah.
That's my job. I get to be like, we're good.
And let me teach you a little phrase from Spanish. Con mucho gusto.
Oh.
That means with great pleasure.
Very nice.
Can't tell you to fuck off with a bigger smile on my face.
That's good.
I just can't do it.
Like it.
I've tried.
Yeah. Well, I went
All right,
outdoors
Perky,
this
what
week.
did you do?
Out
of doors?
out of doors.
More
And
than
not-
from the house to the car to the train to the bike
so
to the
when
plane?
a friend of mine got back in town and suggested a hike, and we negotiated a mountain and
like an actual mountain?
Negotiated.
There's an
Wait,
anthill in his
bada bing, bada
backyard.
boom.
An anthill in his backyard.
Are we talking a mountain or are we
South
talking we
Mountain.
walked across McDowell up and over that little hump?
a little hump
Drunkenly
on
a little
McDowell.
bit.
That hump on McDowell was pretty fucking big. No, it was fun. We did South Mountain. We did some of the old trails that I used
do
to.
it this weekend too.
Yeah,
Beautiful
some of the
weekend.
trails I used to enjoy back when I lived on the mountain, and it was just a beautiful day yesterday. And we were chit chatting, and we hadn't seen each other. Been about 9 months or so since the last time he visited, so it was nice. We got did a lot of talking. I did a lot of talking.
It's super different. It's real different.
Super different.
Super different.
But it's one of those things with the asthmatic trying to hike up a mountain and
Sure,
tell a
sure,
story. So it's good. It's good lung power. Today I'm a little wheezy from it, but so that was nice. And then did a little. I hadn't seen Carlton in a few weeks either, so he and I did a little. And the Barbara and Clayton showed up.
Just for a moment, I just
Turns out
stopping
Carlton
by.
rang a bell and everybody came along. So
That happens
Nice.
sometimes.
we
I
went
like
to Postino's and had a little extra wine.
I like when the bat signal goes up and it works.
And it works, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was delightful. Just enjoying some time off, just
super
trying to get
nice.
reset from the horrible December, trying to get life back in order.
Yeah. No
And
kidding.
Power Source McKee, how art thou?
Still on. That's
Still clicking.
still clicking at this point.
Click,
yeah.
click, 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 click.
Breaking news.
What?
Oregon protest leader Ammon Bundy has been arrested.
Yay!
I I did see that on
For
my
what? What did
phone.
he do?
It says federal authorities
Parking
arrested-
tickets, oddly.
Yeah, got him on that.
Actually, he was playing with the dildo and the glitter. So we're right on it.
Please stop sending us dildos.
He was playing with it, so now he's a sex offender.
Oh, that's
Federal
super
authorities
nice.
arrested
Funny as
Ammon
hell.
Bundy, the leader of the group of protesters occupying a federal wild refuge in Oregon, and several of his followers in a traffic stop.
So it was a parking
Oh,
ticket.
oddly, I just was joking.
wait.
Shots-
So they Al Caponed the motherfucker?
Yeah.
Apparently,
exactly.
shots were fired after authorities made the stop. It's not clear who fired first. Draw.
Is this dildo loaded? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Who's shooting glitter? So,
Wow.
Developing story, more to come. We'll keep
I'm
you
very
Wow.
excited for
Updated.
this. Very
Now they'll
excited.
occupy the jail to free him from oppression.
Oh, Jesus, right. No, gonna get Kim Davis to show up, and
Oh, God.
I'm sure.
It's the eye of the tiger.
Oh, don't.
Can't even.
Oh.
No,
Down.
no. Listen,
That's from the bad 80s file.
I have this much patience left, and we have 2 hours and,
And I don't
20
want to
minutes.
waste it on Eye of the Tiger.
I don't want to waste it on this bullshit.
I like their attitude.
I've turned into
How
one of those people.
rude.
Turned into one of those people.
I
that
really
just
need
doesn't
this
give a
external
fuck.
display to work because part of tonight is pictorial, and I want you motherfuckers to see it.
God damn it.
All sons of it.
Ooh, I want some of the hemp lotion.
Oh, please do.
I forgot you guys did. Woohoo! There's that.
If I can't smoke it, I'm going to rub it in my hands.
Atta girl. I'm proud of you.
Wow, there's a phrase you don't hear every day.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
If I can't smoke it,
Who's the cute guy that smells like hemp in the elevator?
Said nobody ever.
it's healthy.
That's
No
that's
one
a
ever.
line from Will and Grace when
Is
Woody Harrelson is dating Grace. Oh, you mean the hot guy in the elevator that smells like hemp?
It's a true story.
It really is.
Clayton McKee, do you want to go over your
no, right now I do not.
Do you want me to bitch more about mine?
I do not want to. I think we've lost.
Sam, I am. all of our listeners, they've all been like, fuck this shit, we're out.
But they're staying fairly faithful.
They
They're
could.
very
Oh yeah,
nice to us.
we've completely. I don't think audio may not have been lost, but graphically we haven't. We have a current issue.
Oh, well.
I'm gonna do something here.
Or, the sing back for Sweet Caroline.
Uh-huh.
So when he goes, Sweet Caroline, instead of just bump, 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 I feel like it really fits in with What a Slut.
What a slut.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah,
I can get you there.
So spread the word. Tell your
Sure,
friends.
sure.
Oh, and there was a fun one today for Peyton Manning sitting in the hot tub singing about the Patriots, but he does it to the
I don't
Do
know.
I really look like
Nationwide
this?
is on your
Buddy.
side.
Nationwide is on your
The Patriots are going home. It was something like that. It was-
I'll tell you. Which is very, very pleasing.
Not only were they arrested, one was killed up there in Oregon.
Oh, well, then
Holy
I don't know who
shit.
shot first. They
That
did not
just
have
came in.
that. Yeah.
Investigative reporting here on Q Talk
Well,
America.
it just comes in. Apparently, they can see and hear us again. I don't know. Apparently, it's what it seems like. I can see us on the YouTubes.
That's very kind.
Yes. So
That's very
welcome
nice.
back to whoever is out there.
Oh, and Nero says we're
And
back.
thanks for sticking with us.
Welcome back, friends.
Oh, and hey, at 8:01, you were right on schedule.
I said, but maybe around 8.
Right on.
I'm
So
still pissed that this isn't coming on. I'm just
Well, just
angry.
go to headlines.
Can we consult the list? Who is James?
We know James.
We do? Like-
I like that you were thinking with me.
Like, personally, we know James?
Is
or
it
No,
James in
no.
Texas? James is
I
in
feel like
Texas,
James
I
is in
feel like.
Texas, but it's not my friend James in Texas.
James?
Dallas. I have mail
James
from
in
Texas.
Dallas, yeah.
But we have a second James.
Oh, secondary James.
So I think it's James from Texas.
James, which
let
James
us
are you?
know.
Hey, so are you ready for headlines, or do we need to?
Tomo!
Do we need Drew's third
Good day,
question?
all.
Sarah Palin, help or hurt?
Do his third
yeah.
question for a second.
That's
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna.
That's Diane's question.
Hang
I
on,
think.
that was Mama Di's question,
Yeah.
and I am gonna answer that one first because apparently I'm answering all the questions
Please,
first.
please
today.
do. Yeah.
I need to go.
Tomo,
I need to go heat up some
welcome
food.
back.
Tomo's there.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Holy
Good day.
shit balls! Hi, Tomo.
Yeah, 'cause we have two James, so we weren't sure who you were. Go ahead.
I am going to. I'm super undecided about Sarah Palin because part of me is super excited that she's back.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
there's no getting
just-
around.
There's
fun
no
fodder.
funny,
Just-
right?
yeah.
Just funny.
Good fodder.
I watched her
Dangerous
original.
fodder is what she is. I think.
Well, yeah, and
Dangerous
that's why I'm on the
fodder.
fence because I watched her like Donald Trump and the gun clinging, dick swinging,
Yeah.
Yeah,
mocha choca bullshit latte,
Bitter,
whatever.
clean,
Mocha
Joker.
She's a
Creole lady marmalade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I know where you're going. I know those words.
So many things are happening in that just make me a little bit weirdly happy. Like
Yeah.
I can't.
I said that to Laura when she called
Yeah.
yesterday. I'm like, and then Sarah Palin's back, and it just because like we learned from Saturday Night Live for the
Right.
100th time on Saturday night.
Yeah.
They don't write anything. You just stand
No.
there and say what she says.
say what
And
she
quite
says.
frankly, I'm sure that Palin was sitting at home watching that, going, "Oh God, that was a good
Oh
one."
gosh, that's
Yeah.
when
funny.
she did,
Right.
when she did do a.
Oh my
little
God, the
of
Katie
those-
Couric one when Tina Fey just sat
yes.
there and word for word
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
reenacted
And
that.
she did it again. Like I think she only added like 3 words. I'm like,
She ad
It was
a little bit of
It was
stuff. Yeah.
there was a little bit of I don't know
But
if it
you
was
can't
scripted or
tell.
ad libbed.
That's the thing.
right. But the parts that were crazier are
Oh,
the
yeah.
times that
Yeah.
she's just
When she
Right.
literally
Literally saying
Dr.
it.
Seuss the fuck out of it
She
is
Dr.
The
Seuss.
Bible
You know, that
beating, gun slinging,
Slinging.
dick swinging,
smoking,
And they
pole
had to-
smoking.
yeah.
But the funny thing is because now I really do believe that he's trying to self-destruct. Like this joke's I told my friend yesterday on the mountain. That sounds like it's like
Go tell it on the mountain.
And now playing Moses.
Exactly. The hills are alive.
And that's what I was doing.
the
So
sound of
he was
our
asking about
hurricane.
that, and I'm like, I think this is like Whole Foods. It's a joke on white people that's just gone on too long. You know what I mean? Like, and he's like, okay, you people are really stupid that you're still doing
Yeah.
this. So I'm going to bring out Crazy Pants here to get a couple more people
Nice,
off the
James.
bus. And then, today with his whole, like I'm gonna skip the last Iowa thing
Yeah.
because
Right.
I hate what's her face. I hate Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly.
Yeah.
So now I'm just gonna piss off women one more time and be like, I can't even face Megyn Kelly.
Well,
And continue
She's
to-
so adversarial.
and continues to pull off the charts.
Yeah,
Like here's the
'cause
thing.
he can shoot people and he can do whatever
Right.
he wants, and the whole thing. I don't know that he is trying to do whatever he can. I think he's that fucking arrogant, which is that fucking scary, that he is that full of himself.
No, he definitely is that full of himself.
Yeah. Oh,
for
but he
sure.
obviously thought this was a way to like just get himself on talk shows and be a pundit and be asked to more serious conversations.
Okay.
But now it's like,
Oh, you don't think the presidential campaign was like serious all the way?
no, it was just to be like, I want to be a pundit and I want to be invited to
Sure.
more, so
No.
that when like people don't ask why I'm at the.
Why do you think I'm running for mine inspector?
Right? Why when he
Valid
goes to
point. All around valid point.
the what's the media event with the president every April?
Oh, the Correspondence' Dinner.
The Correspondence Dinner. So people don't say, why are you at the Correspondence Dinner? This way he has like more of a seat at the table.
Like legit creds, more legit creds.
more legit
than
creds, but now it's kind of like, okay, white people realize I'm kidding. Like, I'm an asshole.
Right.
Like,
Somebody.
we
get
finished the
joke.
last election and you said you wanted Mexicans and blacks and women to be voting Republican, and I take them on in groups. Like,
Yeah.
he's just, and I think it's just getting to the point of like, it's getting really
Now
close
I'm
now.
gonna
Like,
say
you
it,
can't
shoot
elect
somebody.
now.
And I
Right.
am.
And
And my numbers are up.
Well, and how is the Republican Party not shitting their pants
They
at
are.
this point? Like, they have to be.
It's become entertaining to watch the news again because now
Yeah.
they're scrambling because they're trying to form coalitions to stop him.
Even the pundits are on there going, well, people are like, well, that'll be your candidate. And you hear the pundits going, not my candidate.
Yeah.
No, I mean.
But then because the
They're
alternative
backpedaling.
now is Ted Cruz, and they're like, no, that's who we were trying to stop in the first place. Like,
Right.
that was our initial end game, was not have Ted Cruz.
Now here's a fun question. How, like, legitimately, how is the candidate chosen? Like, is it all based on polling? Is it a backroom deal? Is it handshakes? And
What do you mean?
Like, when it comes down to the Republican National Convention, like, how is
Oh, by their how many vote they add up their like each primary, they're almost all winner take all primaries, and you add in whoever has the most going in.
it's most money wins?
Most money wins. But the other thing is that we haven't had a brokered convention in like, it's been like 50 years since you got to the convention floor, and you would have like this many delegates for this person, and they would have to argue, they would have to a caucus room again. Mm-hmm. They would have to like stand there and shout at each other and argue and go to a vote, and no one would be the clear winner, and then they would like argue again some more and go to a second vote, and then they would have to pick, well, okay, you become the vice president, you become the president. Like a brokered convention when conventions were really covered, and because it's been decided by like March or April, it
Right.
never makes it to late summer without a candidate, and everyone's saying like, what do they do if the Republicans end up at a brokered convention?
And that's kind of my question. Like, what do we do if the Republican Party, if everyone who's at all anybody, like every coffee getter, every floor sweeper, every butt wiper in the Republican Party, yeah, I know, funny.
No, they
Like,
will.
if,
They
if
do.
all of them are so anti-Trump, but the popular
then they have to go with
opinion
it. Then you
and
have to
the-
get behind it.
really,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and they thought
Americans, fuck you, wake
By
up.
the way, that's what I think is freaking me out because
But
where
what
the-
they'll do
the
is
poll
they'll
numbers keep
splinter
going
off.
up, and I'm like, wait a minute.
But what they would do in that situation is at some point someone would get pissed off and say they were going to go run as an independent,
right.
or like a libertarian party candidate. Like they would go make something up and become that third party and just splinter off the
Right.
whole Republican Party.
run on the
but
Green Party
there
or
was a
some
big
bullshit.
concern in 2008 that that's what was going to happen because the Democratic primaries went so late that Arizona hasn't had a Democratic primary that
Right.
mattered in like
Right. And
25
people were
years.
lined up. Like,
Yeah,
it
because
was
it-
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they thought they were going to have to broker that
Yeah.
convention, and somebody was going to have to agree to be someone's vice president to keep the party together.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, Hillary backed out. Like, it was. She also ran out of money. Was one of the
Right,
big
right.
problems. With
Sure.
people stopped.
Stop contributing because
I was the last person to give $25 to that.
hashtag thanks Obama, hashtag Obama rules, hashtag 4 more years.
Yeah.
comment down.
Hashtag.
Shut up.
All right, let's see if we can move on with something meatier.
This was meat?
I'm kidding. I'm just making shit up because I've lost my buzz. I'm pissed, and we've got to move on to something that I can get back involved
We
in.
need a drinking word.
We're gonna get one. Just coming back right after this.
You're listening to Q Talk America.
If you think it sucked so far, just wait till after this 30-second dance break.
Well, the squirrels are back in the attic. Your dad won't call an exterminator. He says it's personal this time. are you? It's very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
What's left of it,
As we stumble along.
I guess. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Headlines coming at you. What is this, Tuesday? I don't know.
What day did we start?
A robbery suspect nabbed in traffic court.
3 minutes to doomsday.
Everybody stand back. Give her some air.
A swing and a miss.
Sex with you would be great.
Yosemite Sam endorses Scott Farkas.
Oh, come on, you big boy.
263 years to think about power.
And Bikini Grandma strikes again. These and other titillating stories right now on Cute Talk America.
And just to fast forward, our drinking word is Zumba.
Oh, Zumba! Are you in a Zumba
I
class?
thought with you it was going to be Benghazi.
Benghazi.
Because you had
So-
every single thing that you had on Facebook. I was laughing so fucking hard at that.
Let the affiliates know we're not playing the disclaimer. We're running crazy through the forest right now.
Exactly.
Our drinking word is Zumba.
If you fuck up your drinking, we can't help you. There's your disclaimer.
Got no legal recourse on
That's
us.
it.
Fuck you. My God.
You're
You're
suing
a
for the
dumbass.
experience. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Zumba.
say right now, Carlton, if you're listening, I need your father to show up before next Tuesday to install a larger breaker.
Yeah. Breaker.
Breaker.
Breaker 19.
I can do it myself.
All right. Well, don't hire a professional.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Fine, sir.
A man charged with robbing a Pittsburgh bank was jailed after he showed up to fight a traffic ticket in court. KDKA-TV reports that 23-year-old Eric Wagner Jr. was arrested Wednesday after Allegheny County Sheriff's Department did what they do as a routine records check when Wagner appeared in traffic court. District Judge Eugene Riccardi dismissed the ticket for driving on a suspended license, saying, quote, "Son, you got bigger problems than this." Police say a suspect in some other Pittsburgh area bank robberies identified Wagner as the man who robbed West Banco Bank back on December 21st. The other man told police that he acted as the getaway driver. Wagner remained jailed Friday, unable to post a $500,000 bond, and court records do not list an attorney for Wagner, who faces a preliminary hearing Wednesday.
Oh, very good.
You got bigger
But I'm
problems.
thinking,
Right.
I'm going to venture to guess that people who don't routinely deal with the legal system or the courts, when you walk in, you think we're focusing on the one thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Not the fact that you got a rap sheet that somebody might or might not have dug up. Yeah, so there's that. What you got there, Kat? The microwave working?
I was kind of scared to turn it on, so I only used it for 30 seconds.
I do know in this house you cannot run the dishwasher and the microwave at the same time. So as long as you weren't washing dishes, and I venture to guess you probably weren't.
Yeah.
Okay.
If this seems like something you would like, there's more in the kitchen. It's just some leftovers of some chicken from earlier, because I've eaten zero food today.
Adding to the issue.
Well, as a refresher, the drinking word is Zumba.
Zumba!
That's right.
It's very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba
Are
class?
you taking a Zumba class?
I love those Geico mom things.
Well, I just played that dance break that I sent you last week.
That's wonderful.
I think I laugh
love
every
it.
time. Laugh every time.
Love it.
So there are 3 minutes to doomsday. Did anybody
Countdown
else read
is
about the
progressing. I
did
doomsday
not.
clock?
Oh, no, I'd heard that there was a new posting about this, but I didn't read it.
So I had not ever really paid attention to this whole doomsday clock kind of thing, but I figured in this year of the fucking moron Republican that we should read about a doomsday clock. 'Cause
Sure.
That's, really all that they're doing is like doom and gloom. So let's join them.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
The doomsday clock.
Tell me more. Tell me more. I got you.
Scientists behind a doomsday clock, which measures the likelihood of a global cataclysm, announced Tuesday that the clock is to remain at 3 minutes to midnight. The metaphorical clock reflects how vulnerable the world is to catastrophe from nuclear weapons, climate change, and new technologies.
Is it the last midnight?
It may be.
Is it a midnight? Did you say midnight cat? You didn't say catechism.
cataclysm?
Cataclysm. Totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Yes.
Doesn't involve a
Super
ruler or a
different.
penguin.
Martin Luther,
Super
not
different,
King
yeah.
Jr., but Martin Luther is not involved in
Got
that. California Governor Jerry Brown joined former U.S. Secretary of State George Shultz and former U.S. Secretary of Defense William Perry for a discussion after this unveiling, because this is kind of people really look at this as
Like veils.
kind of. The scientists...
I've synchronized my watch to it.
Have
Yeah.
you?
No.
3 minutes to midnight right now. All right, good.
It's the
The
last
scientists behind the bulletin adjusted the clock from 5 minutes to midnight to 3 minutes to midnight last year. So it's remained the same as last year. citing the climate change, modernization of nuclear weapons, and outsized nuclear weapons arsenals. The clock is assessed each year and has also previously been adjusted in the opposite direction. Most recently in 2010, when Bulletin scientists cited nuclear talks between the U.S. and Russia and progress toward addressing climate change. So it went like further away from midnight. So it wasn't
Further South
going
Dakota.
to further South Dakota. Yes. So like
Zumba Dakota.
Right.
some
The
key
Zumba.
years in the with the doomsday clock was like 1953. The clock comes the closest it ever has to midnight, which was just 2 minutes away. So we're real close.
Goodness.
To that.
Real close.
After the U.S. and Soviet Union tested the hydrogen bombs.
All the kitties are sleeping.
In 1981, the clock moves to 4 minutes to midnight after the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, and Carter pulls the U.S. from the Olympics in Moscow.
I thought that was 79.
Scary.
81.
Well, it
That's
can't be
what they
81.
have here.
Carter.
I don't know.
Well,
That's
Carter
what-
wasn't president
He wasn't
in 81.
even there. That's what
The-
they have here. I don't know.
The
Yeah,
clock was
yeah.
really
The Olympics-
off.
That would have been Reagan.
Well, no, but it was Carter who pulled Carter pulled the because 80 was when the election was.
Right.
So the invasion of Afghanistan, I think, was in 79. The Olympics were in 80. Carter was still president, and he's the one
Carter
that pulled.
canceled the Olympics in 80.
Yeah, he canceled the American participation.
Well, don't listen to this fucking article at all then, because they're wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't write it. In 91, maybe, the clock drops to 17 minutes to midnight as the Cold War officially ends, and the U.S. and Russia begin making deep cuts to the their nuclear arsenals.
Oh, it was all kind of the same year. The Soviet invasion of Afghanistan was in 79.
See?
Well,
And then the Olympics were 80.
good calls.
I know my 79,
Poor
80.
man.
I was paying attention that
1998,
year.
the clock moves to 9 minutes to midnight after India and Pakistan staged nuclear weapons tests.
Goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And 2015 was when it moved to the 3 minutes to midnight. Bulletin cites unchecked climate change, global nuclear weapons modernization.
That
etc. So,
India-Pakistan
it's
thing
interesting.
was really fucking scary
Yeah.
for those that were paying attention. And that's one of those stories that didn't have any participants that have oil, so no one cared. But
No,
that was
it's
that was
still-
a scary fucking
Sure.
move that we're like, that's gonna destroy like a third of the world.
Right, and it gets ignored because, like you're right, there is no oil.
Because it's not my
Yeah.
third.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Right.
well, that's the same with
Right.
everything. It's not my third. It's not my water in Flint, Michigan. What do I
That's
care?
right, exactly. But I
Right.
just thought
Not
that
my
whole
kid.
doomsday clock kind of thing. I thought, well, that's fuck. Right now with the Republican Party and everything is bad.
Bad,
But
Leroy
you
Brown.
hope that that's an internal rift that will keep them from getting any kind of power.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah,
for in
we can
local
hope so.
elections where they win everything no matter how
exactly.
fucked
All
up
the
they are.
things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Fine, sir.
Well, turns out that all she needed was a little bit of air. A major search and rescue operation in Cornwall, England, Monday discovered that reports of a body floating in the water were blown really way out of proportion. The actual victim turned out to be an inflatable sex doll, SWNS reported. A fisherman phoned emergency workers to report that he had spotted a lifeless body floating face down in the Newquay Bay, prompting the air and sea search, the agency then noted. I have a picture. I'm going to have to turn this screen around so that you can... I want you to be able to enjoy... This is part of it. This is the officials standing next to the doll.
She's been rode hard and put away wet.
Yeah. About 90 minutes later, a helicopter crew spotted the doll in the middle of the bay. The faux female wore a New York T-shirt, a polka dot pants, and it was noted that the sex toy's giant red lips were unsmudged by the salt water. Despite the unexpected find, a rescue official pointed out that the
Colors
fisherman...
Day by Revlon.
I'm sure it was.
Zumba, yeah.
Zumba. The rescue official pointed out that the fisherman took the right course of action, calling the 999 service to announce that the 999 caller gave accurate information, which led to a successful search and a positive outcome. Lifeboat operations manager Gareth Horner said, "While the doll may have been deflated by the incident, we were happy to discover no one was actually hurt. According to the Telegraph, the doll might have been a prank in response to a local ban on sex dolls."
So you
Can
threw
you
him
show
out
me
to
on the
sea.
sex doll?
Can you show me?
Yeah. I bit her tit, she farted and flew out the window.
Where do you...
Zumba, she cried.
Show me on the doll where you blow her up. Where do you blow her up?
Atta girl. You know what?
I know, faux female, nice.
I got nothing. Carry on.
Yeah. As a faux female, let me just say, I'm offended.
I'm going to eat my chicken.
Let me start my microaggressions
I'm
now.
eating
That's my
my
new
chicken.
favorite.
Eat that chicken.
That should be our drinking word, microaggressions.
Microaggressions?
Yeah.
What are those?
That's like
At
when
Zumba, you let
Tell
them
me
all
more.
out.
Tell me more.
it's been going. Comedians have been complaining about it. Like when you just decides you're offended by something without even hearing what it is, like hearing that Bill Maher's going to say the word race and hissing before you realize, like, oh, and then be like, oh, that's funny. But first you're going to disagree so that you look correctly. You know what I mean? Like, the journalism professor I think it's at Michigan State that just got charged with trying to get the kid banned from shooting a film of the racial protest on campus. And you're like, what the fuck are you trying to do? But she's all offended because he's filming a protest and she's in the journalism school. Like, you're supposed to be teaching them.
That's what you're doing, right?
But she can't decide which side she's on. Is she offended that someone thinks her school is racist, or is she offended that someone's like filming that they're racist? So she's just outraged by it just goes for outraged by everything.
All right, so the key phrase there is microaggression.
Microaggression. It's when you just decide to be offended by every single thing. Like,
I like it.
Yeah.
I
Like
it a
now,
lot.
like everybody's you're just instantly transphobic because, you know, Caitlyn Jenner's not your favorite human on earth.
However, KTAR, pretty fucking transphobic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll get back to that later.
Are they?
Yeah.
I
Okay,
told you
I'll be
about the
interested
mini
in
heart
that.
attacks I have because that's the radio station that plays when I'm not
That's
at my
right,
house.
Yep.
I listen to
I-
like 30 seconds of those two, and I'm like, I want to be a gun owner. I want to be a gun
I
owner.
wish I hadn't been driving because every time I've turned on that radio station for the last month, there's been some like snarky, tongue-in-cheek white guy talking about transgender issues of any kind and going, well, you know, I don't have any problems if a guy wants to be a lady, and I'm like, I will cut you in your junk.
Yeah, because they're just shitty. That's not someone
Junk
being
cutter.
like.
I have some microaggressions.
Yeah, but they're not trying to be funny, or
No,
they're not
trying to
they're
be
not
anything.
trying to
They're
like
just-
explore the conversation. They're
just
just being
being
shitty,
douchebags, yeah.
and they're shitty about victims of gun violence. They're shitty about victims of rape. Like those
it
guys are
gets
just
laughed
those
off
guys
there.
are
Super
scum.
shitty. I
Yeah, they're
hate
just
them.
idiots.
But the irony with that whole thing, with that whole group is they're that way, but yet they agree that Arpaio's a fucktard. Like, huh?
That doesn't take a lot.
No, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I would think they would be on that side, be like, you know, he's all about this and the guy, you know, everything that Arpaio was for.
Yeah.
And the fact that he flew to
No, because
Iowa.
all those fuckers have DUIs and had to spend some time in Tent City. That's
Yeah.
why they hate our Arpaio.
Yeah,
Zumba.
there you go.
I will drink to that, actually.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't hate Arpaio for that part of my life.
Are we done? Are you?
Whose story?
Have we moved?
I'm like a tennis match. Whose story? Whose story?
Is
Whose
that
story?
me?
Whose story?
No, it's me.
Oh, go.
Where are we going? Where are we going? It's very loud where you are.
Well,
You taking a Zumba class?
where's my bell? Where's my bell?
He says it's personal this time.
Electric Boogaloo.
So, back to answer Mama Die's question. She's embarrassing and dangerous. And so she's going to be
dangerous.
hurtful.
Oh,
Sarah Palin
Yeah,
is
got
the
it.
answer.
But you know that SNL had to that porcupine sweater that she was wearing.
They had to make it.
Made with real hypodermic needles. They had to make it because it's completely sold
Yes.
out.
Well,
Oh,
that's
no
what-
shit.
Actually,
Like,
that's
it
what
was
a part
so
of-
popular.
A part of my story is.
Oh,
right
and
now.
my
Oh.
No.
way to go shit
absolutely.
on her segment.
Wow.
No, you didn't shit on.
Well,
It's fine.
we're hurting for time tonight. We got to start early.
I gotta shit on things now. There's
You know
no
what's
time.
amazing? I'm going to warn you people now.
A
I have
swing and
0
a
things
miss.
for my segment, so this is good.
Okay, good.
A swing and a miss for Bristol Palin.
Uh-oh.
For Bristol.
Harder
Which
to
one-
pull out of than Iraq.
Stand by. Which one is that?
I love that joke.
That's the one who walked out of the nativity scene.
Yeah, exactly. Squatted down, birthed
One
the
of the
baby
funniest
Jesus, and
fucking
left.
She looked.
I've
Goes,
heard.
did I do that?
Yeah, did I do that?
Actually, there was a story about a.
Well,
a-
Shumba, that's
She was
a
the one on
baby.
Dancing with the Stars, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
oddly wearing
Couldn't close her
very
legs there
similar
either.
thing to what her mom had on.
yeah.
Oh.
Bristol Palin wrote the up and did a poll. She wanted to know. Nope. But
She
I remember
rode that
was
pole
different.
all the way home.
All the way to satisfaction.
Yep.
Oh, good for me.
Wow.
Well,
All the
well
way to the
played,
OB
guys.
ward. God bless
Unintended.
her.
Anyway,
Unintended.
unintentional. Bristol Palin wanted to know whose voice sounded like nails on a chalkboard, her mom or Tina Fey. And so she was dumb enough to put this poll out there for people to actually
Oh, for the love of fuck.
Okay.
click on and do this. So Bristol Palin had something to say and pondered some questions after Tina Fey roasted her mommy on Saturday Night Live over the weekend. Last week, America's Village Idiot returned to the political stage to endorse Donald Trump in a rambling, incoherent speech that has been lampooned repeatedly by comedians across the country. Now,
It's just
I
a
don't-
gift that won't stop giving.
it
No,
won't,
you're
it
right.
won't. On Saturday, Tina Fey received yet another opportunity to mock Palin and it became an instant
And she
classic.
couldn't pass it up. Like, how,
No.
if you're Tina
Yeah.
Fey, you have to
You
be
You're
remember-
just sitting at
She
home
had
on
said-
Friday night going, well, I'm free for like
Yeah.
20 minutes tomorrow.
Do
You picked up
remember?
the phone and you're like, hey, Lauren,
Yeah, I'm on.
did you see the news today?
Yes.
I'll be over in an hour.
Somebody brush out the wig. Get
Right.
the porcupine.
In 08, she's
Brush
like,
out
I'm
the
not.
wig.
Or in 2012, she was like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you
you
got
have
to.
Tina said?
Yeah.
No, she's full of shit.
And of course, Sarah Palin's Devil Spawn couldn't resist taking shots at Tina Fey, making fun of her looks and the way she sounds. Huh. Well,
yeah.
Bristol Palin commented.
Just like your fucking mother.
Exactly. Only,
Wow, that sounded
Better.
personal.
yeah.
Just like your fucking mother!
This time it is.
Zumba! Bristol Palin commented on the Saturday Night Live sketch on Monday by asking who wore it better, Sarah Palin or Tina Fey, in reference to the jacket that was worn by both ladies.
Do you know I sometimes
Anyway-
legitimately can't tell the difference?
I know.
Yeah.
That's what some people
If you're
were
not
saying.
listening, you do.
If I'm not paying
If you're
attention.
not looking-
That's even.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even harder.
Anyway, she says,
Like
I think
if the
it's...
volume's down is what I mean. If you're just watching a video and the volume's down, you really
No,
can't tell.
you can't tell. To what Al was talking about with it being sold out, the sparkly, shiny little number she had on.
I bought one.
Bristol says, I think it's funny that the producers of SNL couldn't get their hands on the same top my mom wore because it was sold out. The failed abstinence advocate wrote. It says,
That's a Zumba.
I have
That's
to
a direct
admit,
hit.
The
the
fail.
shirt looked great. She
The
said,
knocked up white woman.
That's right. But I think my mom wore it better. She then included a poll, which everyone should totally add their vote to, asking who wore it better.
Where
But
do I
that's
find
not
said
all.
poll? Wait.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Where?
I'm going to need a link.
As mentioned earlier, she also trashed Phelan, Faye's.
Phelan?
Phelan,
Faye's
Oh my God, I made that shirt
impersonation.
for you.
Yes, you did. I was just talking about that last week. Oh my God, that's so funny. Also trashed Faye's impersonation of her mom and her looks. I'm sure many of you saw Tina Fey, she said, who sounded nothing like my mom, do a skit based on my mom's endorsement of Donald Trump. I don't know about you, but hearing her fake accent is like nails on a chalkboard for me. I may be biased, but I think my mom trumps her in the looks department.
Oh, funny.
Especially for having 3 more kids and 7 more years on Tina. Saturday Night Live and Faye have been clinging to this impersonation a little too long. It's getting pathetic. It's
Okay.
been 7 years. Are they desperate for content or just desperate for viewers?
I just voted.
Yes. No.
2, the results
Just like
are in.
results
just
are
right now,
awesome.
you just
The-
do it.
I'm trying to find it.
She's Zumbaing
No, here
around
you
the
go.
rest of the
Go to,
competition.
It's a Twitter poll. Anyway, so just now I voted for Tina Fey. And
I did too. 99%.
Yep. Exactly.
yes, Tina Fey is winning by not only a landslide. Tina Fey is winning by who the fuck is the Sarah chick?
And by the way,
Oh,
the who wore it better, the funny part of that is also that she was her sorry. Her whole article is Bristol Palin Life Family Alaska. And as it goes
Palin,
through,
friend.
it
Palin.
talks about vote in my poll. Like this is, you can,
Just
but
sounds-
my mom's new devotion, buy my mom's new devotional, Sweet Freedom. Like it's all her page and people are still like, fuck off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, on
You
the
know.
bottom of the page here is it's just awful. Just a national disgrace. But the vote count with mine and Kat's vote, it is 3,518 say Sarah Palin's voice sounds like nails on a
Nails on a chalkboard.
And 50 people that learned how to use the internet yesterday in West Virginia have voted for Tina Fey.
I'm
Yep.
so sorry.
You were doing the other one, weren't you?
I voted on the who wore it better.
The who wore it better
And I was-
is 70%
Yeah.
on this. 70%.
It was 71 when I voted.
Right. So they had Sarah Palin for the who wore it better. Most people thought Tina Fey wore it much better.
I'm now
70%.
on Twitter. Let me check the actual.
So it was just fantastic. The idea, like really a swing and a miss there, Bristol, because you were trying to set up. Look at how great my mom is, and people are still like, no, really, Tina Fey's way better.
People are like, and no, we
Yeah.
love Tina Fey. Fuck your mom.
Exactly, except for not a MILF. So don't fuck your mom. Gross.
Not in the fun way.
No.
Hashtag not in the
Not.
fun
And
in
we
the
got to
fun
go
way.
back to the
Hashtag it is not okay.
the Christmas episode with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, where it's 7 years ago Hillary Clinton.
that
meets-
one was hilarious.
She has a dream and meets Hillary Clinton from today, and they
Oh,
talk
right.
about like.
Yes.
And don't send like Benghazi. Who's he? Don't ask. And then let me just send out an email, and the Hillary from today slaps her phone out of her hand.
That's right. That is exactly right.
Yeah, vote in my poll. That's what abstinence
yeah, I
advocates
know.
call it now. Don't
My
come at
bad.
me, just vote in my poll.
Oh my God.
hey,
I know.
Yeah. You can Zuma inside me.
She-
Having
oh.
dinner first. Look.
Oh.
Oh my God.
I gotta go get more wine for my Zumba.
That's why I just left the whole 6-pack in here. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not
It's
getting
just smart. It's just
It's a
smart.
it's a good idea.
up. Not getting
Go ahead,
up.
sir.
Ah, well, though we are in the middle of one, the political seasons really don't begin until a sumo wrestler occupying federal land in Oregon challenges a presidential candidate.
There you go.
So consider this. Now, all of this is timely because this may be one of the fucktards who was arrested just
Could be.
moments ago in
And maybe
Oregon.
shot. You don't
but
know.
I'm not sure. But we're going to continue on with the story because it's what I had, and so far the rest of the show's gone so technically great. I don't really fucking care.
We're on such a streak of
Yeah.
like 2 to 3 minutes,
So consider. So consider.
and the
Not
listeners
faster.
don't even know because they're on delay.
Best show ever.
Kelly Knighting, now encamped with the Bundy militia at the Malheur National Wildlife Preserve in Oregon, issued a bizarre proposition to Republican hopeful and New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. Win just one of 10 sumo matches against him, and the group will disperse immediately.
Oh Christ! I good money. I'd pay
But if
Zumba money.
Christie loses,
Yep. Cheers.
if Christie loses all 10 of those
He's got to
bouts,
stop eating the bagels.
they all have to listen to him.
Oh.
Now I have a picture of the gentleman who is ready to
that's
go.
Chris Christie.
No, it's not Chris.
Oh.
that's the sumo wrestler challenging.
That's right. It is.
Knighting.
Why is his junk wrapped in saran wrap?
He is a multiple.
seeing that right?
He's
Sumo
a multiple-time U.S. sumo champ who reportedly weighs 400 pounds. Says that
Why is he wearing
I
plastic
think we can go with
underpants?
accurately weighs 400 pounds judging by the picture.
says in a video which is on YouTube that he's ticked that Christie recently called for the government to enforce the law and to deal with the armed takeover. Knighting launches into an amusing bit about being Christie's big brother and invites Christie to a mano, quote, wearing diapers and slapping bellies just like we're toddlers.
Oh, sweet
bout.
Jesus!
That's the second mano a mano he's been challenged to, because did you see that Ted Cruz just challenged him to a mano a
it.
mano? Fuck yeah.
No, I didn't see
No,
mono.
it was on
Doesn't
my, it was
Cruz
on my
know that if
Google
he keeps
News
speaking
just now.
Spanish, he's never going to get elected?
Oh my God.
Kelly Christie. But you know what, though? We need a good, like, Billy Carter, you know, to be somewhere near the White
that's
House.
true.
We do need a
Yeah.
fat, embarrassing brother somewhere near the White House making his own beer,
Burping.
sleeping in his own urine. Yeah.
Wow.
That's fantastic. So
In my garden.
Seriously, Ted
so
Cruz
this
said,
is the, go ahead.
I'm happy to go an hour and a half, mano a mano. Me and Donald, no moderators, anytime before the Iowa caucuses.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, that just came out because Trump is missing
Like an hour ago, yeah.
Yeah, Trump has decided to not go to the Iowa, the last
debate,
Iowa
oh.
debate because Megan Kelly's mean.
She's gonna be there. and
She's
be
gonna
mean to him.
tell me that Jesus is white.
She
Stand
said
by,
so
'cause
many
I-
bad things.
Vaguely remember Donald Trump being like, "Oh, Fox News, I'm not going to come on your debate unless you fucking pay me."
Yeah. No. That
Is
was
this the
CNN.
same debate?
CNN.
Oh, it was
it was
CNN.
where he was.
Yeah, was gonna
Oh,
pay.
yeah.
So this one, no, he's just not going because they won't fire Megan Kelly.
Because they're mean.
She's
Right.
mean.
So
So mean.
But it's really funny. Ted Cruz, they're saying, will Ted Cruz look better in the debate without Trump to spar with, or will he look like the lame ass that he is because he has no one to rally against? And they're running against each other, not Hillary yet. Like they're supposed
Yeah.
to like pick, and there's no one to really fight with. Like what do you know? Jeb Bush is in the corner crying. So
Calling his mother.
they
I
were
love
saying
Jeb
as
Bush
I
jokes,
left
by the way.
for here and I
Yes.
got here, they were saying like, would Ted Cruz offer up a one-on-one debate bout? Like,
Right.
fight,
Mano a
like,
mano.
They're gonna go Apollo Creed on this shit.
Fuck yeah.
I know, now video is on, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Richard, I do bring my own cooler.
Yeah, she does have a cooler.
all.
Ice dick.
Just-
You
Frozen Richard.
You guys weren't here for all the things we did with Frozen Richard.
That's funny. Well, I just wanted to let everyone know that some sticky-fingered thieves
Fuckers.
They should
are
wash their
going
hands.
to get a little bit of a shock when they think that they've stolen some gasoline, but it's really bull semen.
Yes.
Ouch.
Yes.
I know I run
It
on
doesn't
that.
really work in cars as well as one
think
thinks.
so. It might be a little too thick. They're not sure.
I never really thought about the viscosity of bull semen until today.
Especially in a colder climate.
Are you telling
It just doesn't run down your thigh the same way that gasoline does.
Ask Bristol.
Yeah,
or your throat? I
that's what she rides in between men.
think. Cat may throw up. I'm not sure.
Oh, way!
It's a new Adele song called "Vomit in the Dark."
Exactly.
The tanks contain
very loud where you are.
prized ejaculate. We're
Prized
taking prized
ejaculate.
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 We're
there
taken
a
from the
label?
back of a farm truck in Turlock, California. The genetics that these bulls have in
doesn't
them
even matter what you're
is
saying.
out of the top 1% of the world population of bulls, which is much like in Congress, but it's not the genetics in Congress. Anyway, farmers extract the highly valued semen
Surprise
from
ejaculate.
the bulls around 2 to 3 times a week, and then they ship it to other farms for cattle.
That's called animal husbandry, for real.
Oh, no, that's a real thing.
That's
I
a real
get
thing.
that.
That's what the 4-H Club's
Well,
all about, jacking off a bull.
You got to figure out how
That's a
they get
true
it,
story.
though. How they
Jacking
get
off
it.
a bull.
Now,
Jacking off a bull.
sometimes
You're the one with the dolphin story.
You
I know,
put them in a
totally.
squeeze pan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I can tell you how.
I'm
Put 'em
telling
in a
you, they
squeeze
have,
pan.
there are 3 different ways, actually. There are a few different methods.
Do
I
any of
just
them
ate-
involve
consider
Zumba?
that I
One
just
involves
ate.
like this.
One
all the way up, all the way
the
up.
bull rather ungracefully mounting a frame covered in cow skin and ejaculating into a rubber tube. With
By the
a
way, that was
bottle
a good
on
job.
the
I had that
end.
job for a summer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Was that out loud?
That's terrible.
Terrible.
I grudge
terrifying.
fuck that cow skin fucker.
Ah, that's right. That was that stump that
No, I
one
was the cow
year.
skin.
Yeah.
Oh, Zumba.
My apologies. Yeah.
It was called
Bovine sex doll.
It was called Happy Farms.
I didn't read all
Show
the way
me
to the
on
bottom of your
stump.
your
Yeah,
resume.
show me on the stump.
Arms to you.
Do we have a speed of the surprise
Sometimes-
ejaculate?
No, we're not sure yet. No.
Bullet
That
train.
has not been.
Bullet train.
Sometimes farmers will let the bull get down and dirty with another male,
Oh.
Oh.
and then
And he
interrupt
spits?
the lovin' at the crucial moment.
That's dangerous bullshit. That's dangerous.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
Like, I don't know how many of you have actually like
Done
dealt
coitus
with cattle.
interruptus?
Well, there's that too.
Either that, or they
Because
just
2
let the bull
twinks
get
at like
it on with the
120
cow.
pounds each are still pretty hard to pull apart. Let alone
According to the video.
real life
Show
bulls.
me
That
on the
happened to
cow.
me one time on a Friday. I was like, "Listen, you can't do that here." And yeah,
Your surprise
Either that-
ejaculate's got to go outside,
I
or
have
at
a-
least into the popcorn machine. We'll
I-
use it as butter.
I have a new policy. Just lock the door and slide me $20 and clean up after yourself.
Okay.
20 bucks is
$20,
20
very,
bucks.
$20.
very
Yeah.
important.
Either that, or they
Bring
just
your
let the
underwear
bull
home.
get it on with the cow, Zumba style, and then extract the semen from the female afterwards, which
That's like
sounds
felching,
rather
right?
unpleasant.
Yes,
And if
Like, do
necessary,
they get a straw and like?
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't either.
I don't.
Now
I
they
don't, know why we're talking
oddly, they don't talk about the bull.
does this
They
have to do
talk
with stealing
about
gasoline?
Farmers can excite a bull artificially with a spray that smells like a cow and heat, or that
I
smells
like
like
with
a
a
cow and
spray.
heat.
They give the cows poppers
Yeah, it
true
smells
story.
like a cow and heat. I was
and
I'm
play
like,
some
come on.
disco music.
Now,
Enough is enough is enough. I can't. Whoa, whoa, no,
Zumba,
can't
Zumba.
no
And then the bull
longer.
surprise
Woo!
ejaculates right into the container.
Well, now the thieves,
pickle tub.
The thieves
They play
probably
the
had
village
no
people
idea.
until he comes.
yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
They want you. They want you
They
as a
want
new
you to
recruit.
Relax,
Yeah.
don't do it.
Relax. Don't do
The,
it.
the thief.
It's very loud where you are.
Are you in a Zumba
Are you taking a
class?
Zumba class?
Best show ever.
Now the thieves probably had no idea what they were stealing because they mainly stole the petrol out of the truck. But can you imagine? They're gonna get a bit of a surprise, I think, when they open that. And
That's gonna fuck up their car.
gonna fuck up
Wait.
a lot of things.
No, 2 things.
just the two, really?
Just the two. Because I have way more
things.
after. You know.
2 things. Number 1, I don't understand how fuel theft really.
Got us here. But I get the
Because they had
sticky
the bull
fingers
semen
now.
in the back of the truck with the petrol.
I like
Okay,
the,
so there were just like 2 cans in the back of the truck.
One's petrol, one's bull semen. Those are my only choices.
One of them is 93 octane.
Yeah. The other three is
Just-
83 horsepower.
Big, huge
Bull power.
Bins of bull
Maso Manus.
semen.
So there's just like some Rubbermaid tubs back
There
there
could've
with
been.
some jizz like sloshing
Yeah.
around.
What a bad day to
Yeah.
become a ne'er-do-well. You know what I mean? What'd you get, bull semen?
And what they should have seen was the turkey baster. If they had the turkey baster, they would have known.
What
Like,
they
stay
should
away.
have
If they would have just tasted
Avoid
it
it.
first.
This doesn't taste like gas.
He never has a second cup at home.
Shot right out of a bull's ass. In the story with
Shout
the male
out your
bull.
ass and you're to blame.
You give bulls
The
a
bad name.
I don't.
Slippery when wet. Careful.
Oh.
Oh, I like it.
This is one of those stories that I'm not sure if I'm drunk or it doesn't make any sense.
I can tell you what, if you have a couple more of those, you'll
I'm
be
gonna
drunk.
be. No,
Yeah,
that's
By
how
the
we'll
way,
find out.
earlier tonight we learned the moral of the story from Kat. So
What
the
is the
moral of
moral
this
of the
story
story?
is
Oh,
steal bull
MIC.
semen.
Oh, well, hey.
See you real soon. There you are.
That's all. Bull semen heist.
No, I
Goes
think-
wrong.
next caller.
I think what we've learned here is label your jugs carefully.
That's the word I was looking for.
whoa.
What?
What?
Meow, Cal. I
What?
was trying to think of siphoning it out of the bull's
Oh,
ass.
siphon.
Ah,
Oh,
Like,
yes.
so I was
siphon.
thinking, like, how you going to felch that out?
I like the the felt. I don't want to label these drugs.
I like that lesbian bed death knows that word. That's gross.
Lesbian.
What?
Better.
Ah. Go.
Hang on.
Relax. Just do it.
Are you? It's very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
We're back on the rails, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that the rail?
Well, Tony the Tiger.
He's great.
Tony the Tiger does not think offers of sex from furries is very enticing.
I always knew that bitch was a prude.
Yeah.
The striped cereal mascot has been besieged by furries, Randy replies, since late last year, and multiple media outlets picked up on the trend in this past November. Twitter followers on Tony the Tiger's Twitter feed, which is at Real Tony Tiger,
I'm gonna go follow him right now.
Tony the Tiger tweeted out a picture of him holding a bowl of Frosted Flakes, the Kellogg's breakfast cereal treat, it says, "Nectar of the gods are great. Is there any better way to describe my Frosted Flakes?" Well,
That just sounds dirty after that
it
bull
does.
story.
Twitter follower named Dixon Cider.
I think I just farted.
And in fairness,
My version of a spit
I
take.
had not read that name before. Right now,
I got both cum in my hand and my Dixon cider. I mean, I just don't know what
one
to
hand
do.
to the other.
Let's go to Zumba.
So in response to Tony the Tiger saying that his nectar of the gods were great, Dixon Cider replies, "Tony, I'd like you to frost my cakes, Daddy." Well, I'm not, I don't know what happened.
I just felt sorry.
She's stuck on a loop.
We went from bull semen to Dixon cider with an innocent tiger being molested by perverts.
Well, I happen to have
I think I'm going to become a Republican.
I happen to have an
In a winter wonderland, poor Tony.
I happen to have an updated picture of Tony the Tiger.
Oh, I'd hit that. I get it. My Dixon cider now, too.
Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, so wait.
Good Lord.
So
Very loud there.
as we continue on, stand by. This is a very serious story.
I felt serious.
Is that what you got?
I swear to God, if I ever do drag again, that's my new name.
Oh,
Dixon
Dixon
cider.
cider.
Dixon Cider.
So,
Oh, I didn't even get that part. I was thinking like apple cider. I was amused before it got really dirty. I didn't know why my dick was in a bottle of apple cider, but I was happy to enjoy it.
it's not Dick Insider. It's Dick's Insider. 2 days, one elegant solution.
Exactly. Two places to be, one elegant solution.
No
You
waiting.
joined it at the wrong moment. Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Poor Harrison. Trying to figure out
I
what's
seriously
going on.
farted when I thought it was apple cider.
Now he just shat
It's
himself.
better. It's better.
Wait.
It's better now.
So you thought the name was just Dix in
Cider.
Cider.
Right, no, not Dixon.
Like
Dixon cider.
Well,
It almost sounds like it could be a law
Dixon
firm.
Cider, like Mason Dixon Cider.
Right. It could be a law
No,
firm.
no, I
No,
meant like my dick's in like apple
penis
cider.
in a bowl of cider.
Yeah.
Toad stiff. Toad stiff.
Why did I tell you said it was a drag name that I was like, well, why would anyone find that funny? Unless you do the whole bull semen thing first, I think there'll
There
be
it is.
laws.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn.
Teabagging the Angry Orchard over there.
No kidding. Well done. Well done. I like it.
By Chekhov. Teabagging the Angry Orchard. I got it. Sonia
I
Vanya.
think that's the name of the show. Teabag and the Angry
Angry
Orchard.
No, it's gonna be,
Oh
I
my
think it's going to
God.
be Dixon cider.
Either one.
Oh my god.
Parenthetically,
And it turns out it
Parenthetically, what?
has two meanings.
Teabag and Angry Orchard.
Teabagging the Angry Orchard.
Oh, okay.
Teabagging the Angry Orchard.
All right, so now what happened to this
Stand
poor
by.
tiger?
I'm not even sure where to go from here.
I'm going to finish the goddamn
we can
story
only go
before
down
before the power
somewhere.
goes
I
out.
don't know.
I know. We only have a finite amount of power before we're blasted off this fucking planet.
So,
We need a doomsday clock.
if you'll remember from so
Thank God my dildo's battery operated, or you'd all be in trouble.
going back to our previous contributor, Dixon Cider said
I'm looking that bitch up on Twitter right now. DIXON, yes.
Furries.
CIDER.
Oh my God.
And his Twitter handle is @4PHOR_dingo.
Ate my baby.
Teabagging.
So he replied to the Tony the Tiger's thing about the frosted cereal. I'd like you to frost my cakes, Daddy. Now, later on,
I just followed this motherfucker, by the way.
by the way, continuing on, Tony the Tiger, the real Tony the Tiger, Kellogg's posted another one and they have Tony dressed up in the batting cages. He's at the Little League World Series, yada yada yada. Well, somebody named Sock Corgi tweeting at both at Little League and at Real Tony the Tiger. I want to see the stripes under your shorts, Tony. Well, Tony isn't tolerant of unwanted sexual attention anymore, Gawker reports. As of late, the big T has been an apparent furry blocking spree, is what he's been on, including the accounts of professed furies who say that they've never even tweeted Tony the Tiger.
Why does Tony the Tiger have a Twitter handle?
Because
Well done. Because
they're
you're
finding
right.
Next on Bear Week.
some of these tweeters are finding out when they try to post on the at real Tony Tiger on his Twitter. It says you are blocked from following Tony the Tiger and viewing Tony the Tiger's tweets. Click here to learn more.
Yeah.
When asked why Tony gets so much attention from the furry community while other cartoon animal figures like Smokey the Bear go unnoticed, Twitter user Mouse of Habsburg, who had previously tweeted erotic requests to Tony, told HuffPost that the whole thing was somewhat of an inside joke. Well, that said, furries on the internet aren't the only ones who see Tony as more sexualized than your average cartoon tiger. A Vice writer in 2012 called Tony a Michelangelo-built tiger man, noting his optimal shoulder-to-hip ratio, and I will show you this.
Optimal?
Yes. Okay. So let's
Oh,
look.
that's the
So
triangle.
that's Tony. You know, you
I told you I'd hit it. Like,
hang
I was on board.
So there's Tony to our viewers. So right. So what they're talking about is this. It's the triangle effect of the
Like
shoulder.
the David, the perfect human
Yeah.
is the statue of David.
So they're looking
and
at
Venus
that.
is the
He's-
perfect woman, allegedly.
I mean, he's certainly built better than Snagglepuss, for God's sakes. We know that.
He's got a better waist than I do. What am I gonna-
Heavens to Murgatroyd.
But right. But I mean, look how hot Tony
But
is
that's
there.
the one I like. I mean,
Tony,
when-
look at that.
Tony's packing some heat.
Look out, Tony.
2 scoops. Oh wait, that's Raisin Bran. Still, it's what's for breakfast.
I know. We're all going to be at the grocery store tomorrow. Like, hi, Tony.
Put him up. Put him up. I beg to differ. I'm a differ beggar.
I'm a teabagger beggar.
Beggar.
I can't. Snap, Crackle, and Pop are never going to be the same. Those 3 queens are just done.
They charge too much.
It's true.
I'm gonna put. Actually, I'm gonna put a link.
Oh my God.
What happened? If you're in the chat room, here is the.
Thank you for enjoying that.
There is a. I just put a link in the chat room to the
I was
story.
worried about Snap, Crackle, and Pop. I said those queens are just done now.
Oh my
Yes,
god!
they-
Just went dancing with Vixen and Blixen.
Dancer and
They're
Prancer.
doing a Zumba class with
Prancer.
Donner and Bonner. I don't know what their names are.
You sound like Sarah Palin now.
You know what? Those
Making
fuckers, his
shit
name
up.
is Cupid. I missed it on trivia the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted,
Where
I
are
couldn't
you?
remember.
It's very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
Oh, boy. Wow.
It's sad that I let commercials run now in case they amuse me.
You're not. Well,
Top that story, Marty.
I don't know. I
Dixon
certainly-
cider.
I don't know that I can. I don't know that I want
followed
to top
Dixon.
anything.
Let's get ready to rumble,
I don't know
baby.
that I want to top anything that's
Yes.
been happening between Bull Seaman and Tony the Tiger, but I have been thinking about this for the last couple of weeks. Whenever Donald Trump gets into his rage and
This isn't
like
going to be
kids
nearly
just
as
speak.
entertaining.
Boner killer right
it's
there.
differently entertaining because I've been trying to figure out who he is. Well, who he reminds me of, right? So they just came
The
out
trumpeter?
this week.
The trumpeter, yeah.
No. We are
Almost no surprise ejaculate on this story.
Are the trumpeters?
Almost.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to use it however I want.
But if you guys heard that Sarah Palin was just compared to Yosemite Sam, like that would be her spirit animal, if you will.
My spirit
And-
animal has rabies.
Well, have you guys
Wow.
ever watched?
And his Yosemite Sam.
Have you guys ever watched A Christmas Story?
Well,
All
yeah.
right. Shoot your eye out.
So I have to tell you that the whole time that I was
Meatloaf,
like, this
meatloaf.
has to be. It makes sense to me.
Oh, that really
Scott
does.
Farkas. Scott Farkas from A Christmas Story. So
That's
who
legit.
Donald Trump's spirit animal is. And now I've lost that.
She's so good at the interwebs.
Damn it! Well, I had it, and then there's
You
all
Talk
kinds
America
of things.
is good.
Personal this time, Mark.
Anyway, damn it. Oh, because it's funny. Well, it was funny to me.
Waiting for it.
I tried.
It's very loud there.
Do Zumba. Hold on.
Meanwhile, I have followed both Real Tony the Tiger and Dixon Cider on Twitter, so I look
Such a
forward to their
problem.
Out
updates.
there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tweet to Dixon Cider and say...
To see your Tony.
no, and just say you made the show with a link to our show.
And maybe we could isolate
Maybe
that.
we could get some...
Because I have no
Get
idea
some
where,
furries on board?
time. I don't know where the fuck this is going to wind up in the show.
Ah,
This is
we'll
the whole
figure
fucking
the fuck
thing.
out.
He's tweeting Tony the Tiger. The man's got free time.
That's a true story.
He's at a brony convention,
Yes.
dressed up as a goddamn horse,
Yeah.
looking for Bull Seaman and Dixon cider.
All of that is pretty legit
Very-
information right there.
I mean, that was on an episode of Hot in Cleveland when the girls actually got hooked up with a guy who was a brony.
Whose other spirit animals are you after?
Are they in the
Are
attic
you trying to
too?
get their surprise ejaculate on the spirit animal?
Well, the whole article was about how you had the bully Scott Farkas, and then the little guy that was with him had to have been Ted Cruz, and they went through a Christmas
the whole
Story,
cast, and they figured
and
who everybody was.
the lead little guy with the glasses was Jeb Bush, and I mean it was just very funny.
You
So
got
it
to
doesn't
send other
matter.
people these links because you seem to lose them.
Well, I had it for a very long time, and then it just went away. Sorry, guys.
I don't know what. By the way, I'm posting another link in the chat room. I don't know what it's to, but go to it, would you? There's another one. See what that does, you motherfucker.
So, I mean,
There you
this
go.
spirit
I just
animal has
tweeted to
rabies
Dixon.
and is slathered in bull
Oh
semen.
no, I got what it is. If you go to at Kennel Cat, KINIEL cat CAT. This is one of the ones that got blocked. He's one of the furries.
Does he have fun
Professional
pictures?
programmer,
I'm sure
full-time cat.
That's him. Yeah, that's him.
Original shower kitty.
Shower kitty.
Oh, no.
Pretty dang gay.
No.
What?
I'm
That
afraid
feels like
to. I don't. No, but I'm afraid to push my finger on
Oh.
hashtag shower kitty.
But
That's gonna go like wet pussy or golden showers.
But you know, he's from
I had
Kim.
an obnoxiously long conversation about golden showers this weekend.
Oh,
Working in a gay bar is interesting.
yeah. I don't know that the obnoxiously long.
I'm gonna
part
take that
was
as a
kind of
dare. If
odd.
you were willing to have a conversation about golden showers, I'm gonna Push the link for hashtag shower kitty.
Yep, hit it.
Oh boy.
What it said.
Oh, there's nothing. Just a bunch of animated pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, however, although I saw one that says Tubby Tunes get you clean in the shower. There's a white kitty
All right,
and
let's
a...
Google
You just
it.
became
All right.
Carol Channing for that?
Ooh, Kennel Cat said,
Yeah.
screw you, Tony. I got me a party-sized man at Chester Cheetah.
Oh, Chester Cheetah.
All right. Clayton?
Sure. What? Yes. Yes.
Story.
I'll send hi Carol Channing. What happened? Yes. Okay. Well, I want to say we covered this story before. Bikini Grandma, the glamorous Florida grandma who was wearing a bikini when she was arrested for DUI last year. Well, she is back behind bars. Zumba! Patricia Abel hit the headlines back in April of 2015 when she was filmed being arrested after taking sobriety tests in a striped two-piece lovely ensemble after crashing her black BMW in Naples, Florida. The 50-year-old pleaded no contest to DUI and was given 1 year probation, which actually banned her from drinking alcohol for an entire year. Well, Collier County Sheriff's deputies have revealed that Abel was busted on January 5th on a charge of violating her probation, according to the Orlando Sentinel. Abel failed a blood alcohol level test and... What?
If we're going to be rolling our R's, I'm going to have a drink.
I have to roll the R's. It's part of the Corinthian leather. So Abel failed a blood alcohol level test administered by her probation officer Tuesday with the level of 0.177. The legal limit, by the way, is 0.08. So she's wasted. When she arrived at jail, they did another test, and it registered at 122. She's progressively getting more wasted. She remained in Collier County Jail without bond Wednesday morning and was scheduled to appear on the 19th. In the April 2015 incident, Abel said that she crashed while driving her 10-year-old grandson home after a day at the pool. She totaled her luxury BMW 5 Series when she smashed into a Ford Mustang that was stopped at an intersection. Footage of her sobriety test showed her fixing her hair as she stumbled around in a striped bikini. A second breath test in the jail showed, again, like she'd gone to 122, Abel is set to appear in court.
That means she was like drinking in the car. If your
Yeah.
blood, if
She got a
your
roadie.
blood alcohol's going up,
She got a roadie.
she had a road soda.
Girl.
I did look to find an update on anything, but there's nothing shown as to an update of her
What level her alcohol is at now?
right now, or
Still climbing.
or if she had anything else to lawyers, or if she posted bail, anything else.
That's why there's nothing
Has
going
recipes
on.
to share
She's
with the
still
rest
in
of us
jail.
that are appropriate for pool time with
Or
a 10-year-old.
Maybe she found a furry in jail that she wants to talk about.
Furries, not again.
They're very busy, the furries.
Furries.
Something.
So fucking wrong.
My God.
And I told that Laura person about this one, always having stories about people jacking off dolphins or having sex with cars, and well, she came through.
Well, there she is.
Well, let me rephrase.
She came.
Awkward. Zumba.
Really came all over that story is what she did.
Yeah.
She came in the fake cow. She came in...
All kinds of things.
Clayton was playing a fake cow for a while.
Lesbian.
Amina
all
takes
coming for me.
2 glasses of wine. Will get you to about a 0.08. 2 glasses of wine to a normal-sized, healthy human. It's about 2 drinks.
Yeah.
So,
Takes me
So
about
about
7.
half of what we've had tonight.
yeah.
What's happening?
Oh, now he's pushing buttons. Now he's just tempting
Now she's
fate.
just
We've been on
touch-
too long.
Yeah.
We've been almost an
Trying to
hour
fuck
without a
things up?
technical
What's going on?
difficulty.
Just trying to mess things up?
Since when did you start worrying about the technical aspects of this goddamn
Maybe
show?
we should just put a
Besides
speaker
above
on
my
the roof.
head.
Yeah. If you can hear us,
Right.
we'll go shortwave. We'll do ham radio.
I swear to God, there's a movie something about that has a really
That
short,
is.
like, range.
I'm going to
If
say
you
that
can hear us, good luck.
that's enough with what we're going to do with headlines. Let's move on to Al Perkins and see what he's
Well,
going to
she
do.
has nothing. So do
I
we
got
really
nothing,
wanna-
so you can stretch it out as long as
We're
you
down
want.
to an hour.
Oh, do you have something more though?
No, go ahead.
No, because mine's short.
I think we can fill. We got
Yeah,
time.
I thought.
I mean, we haven't got the
I
plan.
have a couple of bullshit things.
I have a cue.
Zumba.
Details about the Danish Girl Brooklyn, places to find your favorite movies and TV shows on various things. We have the Producers Guild Awards. X-Files is back. The guy from The Blind Side is going to another Super Bowl. We have a musical coming out in the next week.
Tell me you're gonna hit the post.
Kinds of
And
things.
Abe Vigoda.
Tell me more.
Yeah, and dead.
And dead.
So we'll start with Abe. So those of you that have been saying, "Isn't Abe Vigoda dead?" Well, now you're right.
Now he just is.
Now you are
No one will
finally
make fun of
correct.
you anymore.
Wait for
Yeah.
it. Wait for it. Yes.
Yes.
So we've been saying wait for it. Turns out that joke, he knew about it, is from about 1982. I can't remember if they said 82 or 92. That he's known about that joke going around,
Oh.
that people thought he was dead, and he's been amused by it. And I guess on his either on his webpage or something that's linked to him,
I'm not dead
you
yet.
can find a picture of like him with like black
Oh.
X's over his
Oh,
eyes.
dude.
That's funny.
His daughter had to put out, like, this is not a hoax.
Yeah, this is not a hoax. At this time, this time it's
It's
for real.
very personal.
Yeah.
Dead Boogaloo.
So let me get to this. So he was 94 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe this. Here we go. It turns out I was at the bottom of the story.
Oh.
I was down with the bull semen.
Edible. I mean, boy.
I have 3 pictures. You tell me which one to put up at what time.
Oh, anyone you want to. He looks just as old in all of them.
Yeah.
So this is him in 1974 with the cast of Barney Miller.
Which was a show.
I love that show.
Loved
It's a
that
great
show.
I was a big fan of that
And
show.
even as a youngster, I thought it was a good show. It was well, and I don't remember who was the critic. It wasn't Norman Lear, was it? It seemed like a Norman Lear.
It seemed like it, but it wasn't. And it was one of those shows that really taught me about sarcasm. Wojciechowicz, I think was his name.
Wojciechowicz.
Right.
It really was a great show with a lot of sarcasm,
Right.
a lot of like.
Wojciechowicz was like totally the Rose from.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Right.
really was in that show.
He was also in Godfather. Is that that's the
Abe
show?
Vigoda was in The
Oh,
Godfather.
Yeah, he was.
Sal
this guy.
something or.
He was.
Look at the picture. Look at the picture.
sorry.
That's him.
No, I know who exactly it is. He
I'm just trying to make
was-
sure you understand.
Sal Tessio.
Yes,
Salvatore
he was
Tessio,
Tessio.
double crossing, and it says capo regime for the Corleone family, and he tries to kill Michael Corleone.
Yep, and
to
then
take-
gets busted, and they fuck him up in the end.
Yeah, and they fuck him up.
I love The Godfather.
And then for the younger
That's how I'm
people
gonna
who
start
might
running my
might know
shit.
of the movie, there was a movie called Good Burger that I believe 2 kids from from Nickelodeon channel did, and he was one of the cooks in the Good Burger movie. So he was in there. But again, always, even at 25 years old, looked the same age
Looked like an old
his
boy.
entire
Yeah.
life.
Well, he got famous very late. He was how long ago were the 70s? He was it's like 45 years ago that so
yeah.
he was in his late 40s when he became famous. He was a big stage actor who would do his own he would write his own monologues to bring and
Oh.
give a little twist to them. Did a lot of movies, but it's just been one of those jokes. This article doesn't have it, but I found it in another one where he knew about the joke, and it was from 82 or 92, and he kind of enjoyed it.
Oh.
And his daughter has said now, and now I've read it in a couple different releases, that he just died from old age, and she's quoted as saying, "This man was never sick."
Oh.
So she always thought it was
that's
funny
very
that
nice.
people thought he was dying, and she would be like,
healthy
"From
as a horse.
what?" Yeah.
Right.
Well, and what's funny is when you type into Google, you know how it suggests things. So I typed it in. I'm like, oh, Abe Vigoda, let's Google the things so that maybe I could contribute. And the very first,
Why?
Yeah.
Why start now?
so the top 3 that it suggests for like continue on your search and be helpful: Abe Vigoda still alive, Abe Vigoda dead, Abe Vigoda banned. Tell me about the band.
Banned?
I don't know anything about him being banned.
Tell us about the. We
I
got
don't
time.
know.
We got time, Kat, for you
And
to do this one.
Wikipedia says Abe Vigoda is a punk rock band based in Los Angeles,
Oh,
California.
I did know. Oh, banned. I thought you meant like he was prohibited.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant. That's what I
Me
thought.
too.
Bull semen. It's very loud where you are.
Zumba.
Zumba.
Taking a Zumba class.
And it was, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but Noam Pitlick is the person who was the director.
Oh, of
Barney Miller.
Barney
I've
Miller.
seen it. Yeah, I've seen the name, but I've never, I don't think in all my years said, I think I'll try to pronounce it.
Steve not Gutenberg. Steve Harris.
Lauren? Nope.
He was a stand-up comedian, but he was in the show.
He
One of
was
the
in
cops.
this- and he was the one that had the sarcasm. He was the one that was
totally
very
sarcasm.
funny. That show it was very
But
funny.
even the guy not Wojciechowicz. God, what was the?
Levitt.
No, who was the Asian guy in the show? He
God,
was
he was
so
funny.
funny. Jack Sue.
Jackson, he was always so mopey.
So mopey and just deadpan
He
the
was
whole
kind of
time.
like Ben Carson.
Asian version.
the Asian Ben Carson.
Got
Steve
it.
Landesberg.
Landesberg. That's what I was
Landesberg,
saying.
yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, Steve Landesberg passed away years ago.
I think so too.
Yeah, Jack Sue. Oh my God.
But I love the theme from Barney Miller. Dum, da-da-dum, The whole big.
And it was that
baseline.
whole that New York jazzy Sidney Lumet movies. Like you could tell that they were borrowing off the vibe of Serpico and Dog Day Afternoon. It had that jazzy kind of opening. Like they really did go for that gritty, real, and they had prostitutes in the jail. Like the jail was not clean, wholesome living. That's what made you think it was Norman Lear. But they were arresting. I know that there was one transvestite that was on the show for almost the whole time that they kept arresting. I guess that's kind of bad. Yeah.
And Steve Landesberg died in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, December 20th of 2010.
Couldn't even outlive Abe Vigoda.
Who would have thought that he would be? I mean, even Hal Linden's still alive.
And can sing. He's one for musical theater.
Oh.
And because I always thought that show was filmed in New York. I'm not sure if it really was, but it was all stage actors and stand-up people in that show.
Oh, and if you look, if you go to YouTube and you Google the Barney Miller theme song, it shows a shot of downtown Manhattan. Of course, the Twin Towers are there.
Back when they were disliked, back in the 70s when no one liked them. So we talked about this at lunch today. So with the Oscar So White thing going on, the Academy overhauls membership voting to promote Oscar diversity. One of the problems with the Academy Awards and the SAG Awards, because if I'm not mistaken, this weekend are the SAGs, and I don't think Will Smith is nominated for a SAG either. But I can't remember. But anyway, so what they're doing is to get rid of the old white guys. Is they're saying like every 10 years you have to be in 3 films every 10 years to keep your membership up unless you won an Oscar, and then you're in for life. Oh. So this is one of those ways that they can strain out all those people. And there was a backlash like a little over 10 years ago for Brokeback Mountain, where Tony Curtis was the one that famously said, "I'm not watching a movie about a gay cowboy." Mm-hmm. So when Brokeback Mountain lost to Crash, everyone was like, how the fuck did that happen, go on? And then they talked to some of the older members that were like, we just weren't going to see that movie. Like that was never happening.
Wow.
So so interesting that it's coming around to different things. Last
Tony
year,
Curtis, who I would have swore on a Bible if I believed in that shit, that was gay years ago, from watching all of his movies and seeing how he was. Tony Curtis.
And from that old staunch, very conservative branch that's always been there, that, they always said Susan Sarandon would never win an Oscar because of Rocky Horror Picture Show, that she had to live that down because that would always stay with her. Oh, so this controversy has been going on through different things, like, the equal pay thing. Has been going on, and this is an issue, but again, it's not with the Oscars; it's with the
movie makers,
the filmmaking community. Right. Yeah.
Well,
but this is one way to get the membership to be younger, to be like, if you haven't done anything in the Academy in 20 years, then guess what? You're out.
But are you still watching The View ever?
I've seen it here and there.
Because Whoopi is going nuts about that, like the idea that she's like, listen, it's not about who she is just shutting everybody down. It's not about who is on a part of the Academy. It's about the people that are making the films.
Yeah, and that really is the answer.
You don't, you can't pick people for these awards if they're not in the film.
And if Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith they're producers. They produce their movies. If you don't produce only for their friends. Yeah, but that's it. So if you're not, then be a part of the solution. Don't bitch about it. Spike Lee, he's making movies. He's part of the solution.
And they're saying if Shonda Rhimes could only write movies, how
because she's introduced diversity, but seriously, Grey's Anatomy's never going to win an award.
No, I know, no. But they're saying because of TV and what she has produced for characters. That opens up to so
diversity
because she does colorblind casting that you don't mind you don't notice that there's a full spectrum of races and people and colors and there's women in places of authority and
but Meredith Grey has died 11 times. Listen,
you're right.
Shonda and I need to talk because A, I can't stop watching, and 2, can we get a new storyline? Can we just anything? And sometimes she reaches into my soul and just knows.
Right. Yeah. That you need a good cry.
You need to cry today. So here's what we're gonna put on TV.
Yeah, but Chris Rock is gonna stay with the Oscars, and he's gonna do it. So on that topic of the equal pay for women, The X-Files is back, and I'm beside myself with joy and glee. No. But famously, back in the early 90s, what's up? Somebody's dead.
What had happened?
Oh, no, I just learned something horrible.
Oh.
I'll share it with you in a minute.
Your power doesn't work?
Oh, breaking news coming.
It is. It terrifies me.
A lawnmower?
No. Go ahead. Right. Go ahead. I'll share it.
So back in the early 90s, The X-Files came out. It was filmed in British Columbia. Canadian cast, they used the same actors over and over again.
Yep.
They did a lot of cost cutting. And one of the things that Gillian Anderson was one of the first people to speak up and say, I'm not making what this guy's making. And they tried to kill her off in the second season when she got pregnant. They tried to get rid of her character. And the fan base
And
that
the
was
people were
boys,
like, no,
Yeah,
no
I didn't realize
ma'am.com.
that.
because
is
it was
what the nerds
she got
said.
pregnant. They got big at the end of season 1, and she got pregnant in season 2. And they had a whole thing. The Dwayne Barry episode was to get rid of her character and make her part of the X-Files mythology for Mulder. That he'd be searching for his partner and his sister.
Okay.
But the fans went nuts, and she started demanding equal pay. And she talked about it in the press all the time that she wasn't being paid fairly. And now it's back. And when they made the offer, what she did is what we women everywhere should be doing, and everyone should be doing, asking what everyone around you makes. There's all these rules in places, and 9 to 5 deals with it very famously, where you're not allowed to talk about what you make, or you'll find out that men are making more than you. So one of the rules to break is to find out what you're making. Well, her and David Duchovny are friends, and so she asked him, what are they offering you? And she said no, and she put it out in the press that they were not offering her, but they were offering him.
Interesting.
And so she said no, and they're like, but we want to do
to
it.
this day.
They're still not, and she's got the bigger career.
Right.
Like, she's on Hannibal. She just finished The Fall on BBC. Like, she's got a good fucking career going. Bleak House, good
She's
shit.
very busy, right?
Very busy, great actress. And she was like, nah, not doing it. And so she held out. So it's good for her. But the X-Files is back. It's Chris Carter back. James Wong is writing, who wrote the Stretch episode. He wrote Home. He wrote the Ice episode. So you've got so you have the mythology back, but then you have the Monster of the Week episodes back. There's only 6. They're kind of testing it to see if they really want to bring back the X-Files for a whole season. The ratings were astronomical
Through the
for
charts,
both
I'm
episodes.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was just
Well, I didn't
so
get to see the
good
end of
to
the
have
first
them
one
back.
because I had it DVR'd for with the after the game kind of thing.
And I was almost live, so I taped the news afterwards.
Okay. Yeah.
So
and
they
I'm
they,
like,
they did
God,
drop
that was
off
so
some
dumb.
viewers.
Yep. But then I saw the second one from last night.
Right, and
whatever.
they're doing it that you don't have to follow along. Like, they give you a little bit of a follow-through story because they got a little too heavy in the mythology at the end of the series. So you're like, I don't remember what's going on with the sister.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Give me the Monster of the Week again.
Sure.
So they
And
did a little
years
Monster
and
of the
years
Week
ago,
yesterday.
I was not an X-Files fan. I wasn't like how people. It would come on and I'd watch it and whatever, but I wasn't X-Files fan. And I was excited, and I told Aaron, I think it was because of how excited you were about it. And so I went on and I watched it last night, and I was into it. Like, I thought, this is really good.
It's a lot of fun.
The whole
And
kid thing, like, I was
and
like,
she's a great actress. Like, there's
She
no
really
getting
is.
around it. Like,
Yeah.
and one of the reviews I read today were like, they have no shame about me. She's the Meredith of this show, where they just have to throw things. They kill off her father, her sister, her mother.
Just
they take her kid
ruin
away.
her.
There's no amount of grief she can't handle. But it was so, and so they did a really nice throwback to the child they get for adoption. They both had their dreams of what their life would be if they hadn't get up their kid. It was really good.
Wow. Yeah,
And they
I
had to
agree.
give the kid up because the government was after the baby, and it might have been an alien baby. We don't know. But again, we lost track of the mythology around season 6.
Right.
Because who could keep track of 9 seasons of that shit? And then 2 movies. You're like, wow, what the fuck? So what's
Not
your breaking
me.
news?
Kind of throwing back to a topic you guys were talking about earlier.
Bull semen?
No.
No.
Oh.
Please,
You guys
God, no.
Weren't you talking about? Was I wrong? Weren't you talking about songs or song lyrics or something earlier?
We were talking about some songs.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard a song today and I'm like, wow. I was like, those are some cool lyrics. Like, I was like, this is a current song. And it's a current song that has good lyrics. I'm like, odd. Because normally what they do is they compare things like Stairway to Heaven to Nicki Minaj's Stupid Hoe.
Yeah.
You know, so
Listen.
You a stupid
and like
hoe.
things
Stand by.
like the Beyonce's Single Ladies that took 75 people to produce, put together, write lyrics, do a video, and then
Right.
you've got
Right.
Hotel
Every hit from
California
Queen,
that has
right.
1 or 2 writers,
Yeah.
and so I heard these lyrics and I thought, well, that's really interesting that there's song lyrics that are. So if I may just interject,
Yeah, please.
I'm
Let's.
going to read you. I'm just going to read you.
Oh, a dramatic reenactment of song lyrics.
I'm just
Song
going to read you some
favorite.
song lyrics, and I thought, wow. And what's even worse is what I found out after I read the song lyrics.
I'm intrigued.
For all the times you rained on my parade and all the clubs you get in using my name, you think you broke my heart, oh girl, for goodness sake, you think I'm crying on my own. Well, I ain't. And I didn't want to write a song because I didn't want anyone to think I still care, but I don't. But you still hit my phone up, and baby, I'll be moving on. And I think you should be something that I don't want to hold back. Maybe you should know that my mama don't like you, and she likes everyone. And I never like to admit that I was wrong. And I've been so caught up in my own job, didn't see what's going on, and now I know I'm better sleeping on my own. Because if you like the way you look that much, maybe you should love yourself. And if you think I'm still holding on to something, you should go love yourself.
Is this from your last therapy session?
No. because
Wait, did something happen while I was gone?
everything in those sessions has been redacted.
Yeah.
But when you told me that you hated my friends, the only problem was that you and not them. And every time you told me my opinion was wrong and tried to make me forget where I came from. And I'm like, I heard the whole song today, and I'm like, wow, that song actually says something. It's basically like, okay, if you like yourself that much, if you like how you look, go ahead.
Yeah.
Do your thing. I always like it. It's fucking Justin Bieber.
Of course it is.
I've
been saying this for like a year and a half.
fell over. I just fell over when I learned this.
You were doing speaking that, and I thought
I've been saying this for like a
that.
year and a half. Here's the thing: if anybody was following me around with cameras 24/7 at 19, you all would have thought I was the biggest fucking douchebag and white trash bullshit that you've ever seen. Right. Justin Bieber is growing up. Like all of these kid stars that we've been that have been acting out and being trashed, and you know what I mean. Justin Bieber's going to grow up. Justin Bieber's going to become another person. He may become a shitty person, but he's going to become a different person than the one that was peeing in the mop bucket and you know, whatever.
For all the times you made me feel small, I fell in love. Now I fear nothing at all. Never felt so low when I was vulnerable. Was I a fool to let you break down my walls? That's just a bridge, but still.
And who wrote it?
I would say, but who wrote it?
I honestly haven't got there, but the fact that it's even a fucking Bieber song makes me like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, that is. I was
Benny Blanco, Justin Bieber, Ed Sheeran wrote this song.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
There it is.
That's Ed Sheeran right there, 100%.
Bitter young man.
It's both bitter and caring. Love Yourself is as up tempo as Bieber's recent singles. What do you mean? And sorry.
No. But Ed Sheeran, somebody tore him down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That motherfucker has been demolished.
But if you listen to the song...
And then he Alanis Morissette it into a song.
Isn't it ironic?
But the song is a very calm, chill song, and it's very even
a little
keel.
too ironic.
I was like, wow.
I really do think.
I was so surprised. And oddly, I actually thought it was Justin Derulo when I heard it.
Jason
Derulo.
Him too.
Whatever.
They're brothers.
Double it and add 30. They're metric
It's
black
like
people.
Peter Christ, the one you never hear about.
Pedro
Christ.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Jesus and Pedro. Wow.
Now plays baseball.
This doesn't mean that I'm going
to... He uses the wood for it.
He may be into furries. We're not sure.
Maybe.
Two bats.
Swing and a miss.
One cross, two bats.
Two bats.
No, my Justin Bieber opinion has been like slowly coming this direction. Like, all right, do your thing.
I mean,
be a regular person.
If I got hard by looking at Rachel Maddow, I would enjoy him. They're the same person.
Have you seen him lately? I'm going to send you some pictures.
Since when is Justin Bieber Rachel Maddow? Wait, I got.
They look alike.
No, they do not.
You can't get around it.
Well,
Maddow doesn't have the chest that he does.
That's true.
And I love her, by the way. I love Maddow.
Bieber and Rachel
They
Maddow.
have the same haircut.
Oh my God! There's an entire.
Is there a meme?
Of course, there's a meme.
Come on, I am not the only person that's thought that.
Settle
Can
down.
I look it up myself? I guess I can. I don't use the interwebs.
Just type in Justin Bieber versus Rachel Maddow.
I'm going to write to Maddow Bieber.
And I have to tell you, and I know we've talked about this before, but when Kate McKinnon on Saturday Night Live does Justin Bieber,
it's kind of funny.
It is perfection.
When Kate McKinnon does everything.
They had the same glasses at one point.
She even did the goofy lady a couple of weeks ago that was eating salmon. I don't know what the hell she was supposed to be, but she was on Weekend Update eating like salmon out of a bowl. And
the alien abduction one kills me every time. When what's his cute face from The Notebook like just loses his shit.
Oh yeah, Ryan Gosling. Yeah, that's just fucking funny.
I'm gonna put up on the old what do you call this thing? Our show
screen.
Yeah, whatever.
Screen.
All right, so
I'm gonna put up this meme of Bieber in.
So next, this coming up Sunday, January 31st, Grease Live. Fox is trying their hand at live musicals. What they're doing differently is they're going to have a live audience. It sounds like they're filming on a similar situation as... I told you.
It's a good time. That one's good.
Justin Bieber is on the right. Rachel Maddow is on
Because you got to tell
The
people.
fact that you have to tell people
Thank you
that
for clarifying that.
Oh, that's terrifying.
It's fine.
So they're going to film it kind of like Saturday Night Live on different stages, but they're going to be in the same studio. It sounds like, they're not doing it from Studio 8H, but it's very similar. So it's going to be in front of a live audience. So you're going to have the reactions that were missing from The Wiz, where there should have been like applause and a laugh line to help them know that they're on the right, a live laugh helps if you're on the right track.
For the actors.
For the actors, just to
Sure.
give them
I
something
wish we
to
had
play
that
off
in
of.
here.
Oh, I do too. But that's this Sunday. The cast looks pretty
Thank
good.
you.
Oh, fantastic.
very good.
So that's this Sunday, and
We'll have to clap.
I would install an applause sign, but we can't spare the power.
yeah,
No
the
shit.
technical difficulty shows what threw us over the
Oh,
edge.
could be.
I peed in the dark earlier.
Well, I farted when I laughed, so we're
Oh,
kind of.
no.
Is that the same thing?
That's what happened. I
Same.
peed in the corner.
Same song.
Okay, so
Same song.
hold on, now I got to get back because there was a couple things from last week that I wanted to just mention. Okay, so things that you can find in mass media this week. The last 5 years with Jeremy Jordan and Anna Kendrick is
on Netflix.
Netflix streaming this month. Or
Prepare
for a
yourselves,
while.
though. Like, you think you're in for a fun musical, but prepare yourself.
It's so well done. The
Do
music
it again
is
for me.
lovely,
Sorry, I
lovely,
wasn't
lovely. The
listening.
last 5 years with
Thank
Jeremy
you.
Jordan and Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
My future ex-wife.
It's on Netflix streaming. It's really, really nice. I just absolutely enjoyed
the
it.
music's beautiful. They both do a wonderful job, but you end up heartbroken.
Yeah, you really do. It's a
you think you're in for like fun, cute, romantic musical, and you're not. So
well.
prepare
There's
yourself.
never fun cue.
Bring the
There's got to be
tissues.
catharsis and tissues.
Oh.
I Love You, Philip Morris is coming to Netflix like the second week of February. It's the movie that should have been Jim Carrey's comeback. I'm not a big fan of Jim Carrey. I think it's Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor. It's the true story of two men, and that's all I'll tell you. And just enjoy the shit out of this over-the-top true story comedy. I honest to God don't know how this man didn't get more attention for how good this movie was.
Okay. How long ago was it?
But it's like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But and it's been missing. Like people just stay away from it because no one wants to watch Jim Carrey fuck some other guy in the ass. But it really is comedy. And and it's one of those stories that you'll want to Wikipedia it afterwards and be like, this is a true. This
wow,
fucked up
okay.
shit's a true story. Mad Max is on HBO now and HBO Go. Fury Road. If you want to catch up on your Best Picture
I have
nominees,
that.
and
I
expect
have
it's
it
either going to be The
DVR.
Revenant or Mad Max that
Super
takes
good.
up all the technical Oscars, and that's the battle between Best Director. And watching it on the TV, like I watched it on my TV. It lost some from the huge screen. Like that movie is just monumental in
I would
scope.
think it would lose sound more than anything. Do you know what I did
My
after I saw
neighbors
that?
didn't think so.
Yeah, but it depends on your sound
They
system.
moved.
Because the soundtrack,
Sold the house, moved.
No, the score to that movie is so like adrenaline filled. I saw that movie and then like 2 days later put it on and I have one of those like little Bose portable things and I cranked that shit up so that the windows were rattling. And after that I was like, I gotta stop drinking coffee.
Yeah.
I need some, where's Judy? I need some downers. Like I was
need
ready
some
to go.
downers.
I was
It's
ready to
very
go.
loud where you are.
Exactly.
Too much Zumba.
But
yeah, I think that's what I would lose to watch that at home because I saw that in the theater too, and I'm thinking, well, if I watch that at home, I never watch television as loud as a movie theater at home.
Oh, right.
You
I
know,
do.
I
My
do
neighbors
not.
will tell you. But I decided
They're nice people, they
when I
called.
realized that it was on HBO on demand. I put it on and I'm like, I'll just sleep through this. Like I'll turn it on and like anything that I really like, I fall asleep immediately because I'm so like, oh, I'm so happy this is on, and I'm asleep. I was so like uptight and like on the edge of my seat, and I've seen it before, and I'm like, God damn, this movie is good. And just if that first 5 minutes, if they kept up the action in that first 5 minutes, you would have a heart attack and die because you could not take that level of suspense.
I sat like this, like half
Yeah,
the movie.
and I was like, oh, I was gonna nap, but I ended up like sitting up on my coffee table like it was a horror movie. Like, God damn, this is good. So that's on HBO now or Go or whatever. Ex Machina is on Amazon Prime this month.
saw that.
really wasn't that wonderful. And is
No,
she
I saw
not-
that it was on Amazon Prime. I'm sorry.
Oh, she is gorgeous. Alicia Vikander, the It Girl. So Brooklyn, beautiful movie. It'll be on AMC, and I think I said this last week. It'll be on American Movie Classics and Turner Classic Movies till the end of time. This movie is so beautifully done, so gorgeously directed. She's just a vision. Saoirse Ronan, whatever her name is. It's just a beautiful movie.
My Sharona?
Yes, her sister.
My.
Pedro plays baseball. But then the story that's really, and it's Alicia Vikander again, is the Danish girl, which it turns out it's fictionalized. They made up some shit for some reason. They don't know, like, because the Germans destroyed all records of their version of sex change operations in the early 30s, late 20s. So no one knows like which of the first 3 or 4 sexual reassignment surgeries she was, but she was one of the first. And it's the story of her and her wife at the time as she transitions and what leads her to it. But it's very fictionalized. If you Google the story, there was a fictionalized book made of her story. But it's a beautiful love story. Alicia Vikander is just, and it's really about her journey to the other one becoming a woman. Like Alicia Vikander is the wife, and she's the painter, and she's so taken by her husband's beauty that she paints him as a woman that he turns into. Kind of. Does that make sense? Like she keeps posing him as a woman, and he turns, and he sees his beauty, but it's been stirring in him. Beautifully done.
So it's like she sees him inside. Yeah.
So when she starts looking at him as a woman, she becomes a famous painter of the paintings of her. But when you Google that shit and Google that story of the Danish
that's what
girl,
you were saying, that
it is a terrifying story, and you just think, is she insane? Like, why does she keep asking about kids? Google that story and find out in the late 20s and early 30s what they thought sexual reassignment surgery was.
Any
male
kind of
to
surgery.
female.
Well,
no.
then,
Like,
right,
not-
any
But
kind
this-
of surgery.
yeah.
But this is a pretty fucking whack job.
Oh, and
what
I'll let
were
you figure
talking
this out
about,
for yourself.
yeah.
They don't do it. They don't go into it in the movie. They leave the surgery very vague. But you think the character's insane for the questions she keeps asking. And then I read like what they were doing, and it's not Nazi times. Like this was like civilized people trying to do good for others, and you're like, oh, put the scalpel down, you motherfucker.
Settle down.
But anyways, the Danish girl, beautifully acted. In another year, he would win the Oscar, but it's not going to happen. So now we'll just do the last. The last thing. So the Producers Guild Awards have predicted the Oscar winner correctly the last few years, and they picked The Big Short, the very funny movie about the economy crashing.
2008, 2000.
So that one. So I think we're going to have a split this year of directors going to go to either George Miller for Mad Max or Alejandro Iñárritu for The Revenant, and The Big Short or Spotlight winning Big Picture. So it's going to be a fun year of like, you really don't, aside
don't
for Leonardo
know.
DiCaprio,
Right.
you really don't know who's going to win. So that's kind of fun.
Who could shock you if Leonardo doesn't win?
I think it'll be Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs because that movie is so good, and it's all everybody's good. Like there isn't like one of those.
I thought you said fast. No, I'm thinking of somebody else. Who were you talking about? That's the person who's in every movie, kind of the character actor.
That's Mark Rylance.
Mark Rylance.
Who really was a shoe-in for Best Supporting Actor, and still Sylvester Stallone stole all his thunder, and now that's the other one that I
That'd be
think is
him.
pretty much a given.
Yeah. Okay.
So and then a fun thing combining sports and like the Super Bowl and movies that Michael Orr from the character that The Blind Side is about with Sandra Bullock. The year that The Blind Side came out, he kept missing award ceremonies because while the movie about his life was making the march to the Oscars, he was on the march to the Super Bowl, and the Baltimore Ravens won the Super Bowl that year with him on it. So the year that the movie about his life won an Oscar for the character that played his mother, he won the Super Bowl.
Oh, very
So
nice.
he really is a good football player. And this year with the Carolina Panthers, unfortunately, they beat the Phoenix Cardinals, but he's going to the Super Bowl for the second time, and they're the odds-on
That's right.
favorites. So here's this kid that they made this movie about his life and what a great player he was, and he's on his way to his second Super Bowl ring.
I can't tell you how enjoyable just watching Cam Newton do anything is.
I would
I know
watch him
you've-
extract bull semen.
You've talked about him. I was late to the party on
Sorry
him,
about that.
but that smile, those eyes,
that
just
body, that ass.
keep going,
He
yeah.
jumps, he throws, he runs.
Zumba.
Zumba.
I almost want to go get Dan and Yogurt just because,
Oh, what?
because that's what he sells.
Oh, I thought you were going to throw it on his back or something.
No,
Fake an orgasm.
That's what his Oikos, his Dan and Oikos yogurt that he promotes. I was telling a clean story and he fucked it up.
You were telling us about the things in your spank
Zumba.
bank. Yeah.
I was listening not at all to any of that.
It's
You're,
okay.
And you're the better for it.
I checked it. I was on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'm real glad.
Oh, that Danish girl Wikipedia is rough.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
quite the literal
Yes.
gender reassignment
Yeah.
surgery. That's fantastic.
So-
The literal.
Every
it is.
single
Totes
time
lit.
Yes.
there's just this look where you're kind of like, you're nuts. Like, why is no one explaining to this poor creature what's going wrong? And then you find out what they did. You're like, oh, because they thought it was possible.
Right, sure.
It just gives you the
Science.
heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
But it's it's a beautiful movie.
Because Benghazi.
But Brooklyn is beautiful. Brooklyn is so beautiful.
Thanks,
But just
Obama.
wait for it. It'll be on American Movie Classics to watch with your grandchildren.
That's
This
good.
movie is so beautiful and so well made. It will be showing forever. Like, it's like the Gone with the Wind of our era. It's so beautiful.
Nice.
And she's gorgeous. She's like, it's a 2.5-hour movie of just a close up of her face. Sadness, her. Happy, her. Like her. Let's get a close up of her face again.
That sounds fun.
We saved all that money on describing Brooklyn in the 20s. Why? Because we got her face. They just show her face. She's Brooklyn in the 20s. That's all you need. Now she's Ireland.
And
you
you
know what I
have
mean?
not mentioned The Room at all.
Oh, we talked about that
No,
months
I
ago.
know, but I mean, like today, like you're thinking, are they still? That's just the
Oh,
front
that's
runner.
hers. That's
Yeah,
hers.
okay.
Brie Larson.
Okay.
And the Barbara came to lunch today. She met us for lunch only because she had seen The Room and she needed a support group, and
Oh, how
she
funny.
was like, she was
Okay.
still shaking.
Wow.
Like that. I mean, and now we know the true life story of those girls in Cleveland or wherever it was that were
For 9 years, they
for
were
9
captive in
years,
that
and
house.
one of them had a baby. So this is no longer like something you can't even imagine being a real story. Like, we watched it play out in the news.
Right.
So this is the story of how like a woman would protect her child from like the monsters of the
How that
world.
would happen, sure.
Yeah, like how, and it really is. And it's the little kid. Like, Brie Larson is amazing, but that little kid is just, that's a phenomenal. That kid's gonna grow up and be a great actor.
Yeah, he's a cutie.
Yeah, he
So
is. He's
well
adorable.
spoken
Totes
and-
adorbs.
Totes adorbs. he
Totes
is.
adorable.
Maybe 3
You
more
guys
years, and
spent
you and
time
Mark
with Katie
Martinez can
June
fight
recently.
over him. All right, 4.
I have a story after the show for you, by the way.
Is he a little Mexican kid? I didn't think he was. No.
No.
I'll show you pictures.
All right, it's Kat Carlson.
Oh my God, Kat Carlson.
Oh my
would you-
God! No, don't do that.
What?
All right, so then I'll pretend I'll
What
start
else
the
do you
Kat
have?
Carlson show.
Well, wait, I do have one entertainment thing.
Oh, please. See.
It actually goes back to
Oh.
the Oscars a little bit, and it's about Sir Ian McKellen. And he was talking about gay men don't win Oscars either.
Right.
It was an interesting kind of little thing that came out with
I've
his
never won
trademark.
one. Neither is Al.
not
Me neither,
yet.
yeah.
Not yet.
And I'm a big proponent.
With his trademark dry wit, veteran actor wonders why he can't win an Academy Award for playing a straight man when 3 straight men have won for portraying gay men.
Yeah.
And that was him coming out on the side of. And the problem to
Gay
me
lives matter.
is that now
it.
it's just become kind of this. Well, I didn't get one.
Right.
I didn't get one either, and it all of it just kind of takes away, and everybody wants to make it, but our lives matter as well, and our lives matter as well.
But to bring it back, we were talking about this. Like, one of the first Oscars as an adult that took place outside of my own head and with other people was my freshman year.
That's legit. No. Carry on.
with
Zumba!
my
I love it.
my freshman year of college was the year of The Color Purple,
Sure.
Agnes of God, Out of Africa, I think, and Whoopi Goldberg was nominated that year. Oprah Winfrey, the one that played Shug Avery, I can never remember
Sure.
her name.
I know it. Yep.
So there was these actresses, and I was sitting at a table discussing with, Oscar files.
Sure.
We were all sitting around talking about it, and I was saying that even though The Color Purple is not my favorite, I love it, but it's not my favorite movie, and it wasn't my favorite movie that year.
I liked it better as a musical.
I really thought that Whoopi Goldberg would win, and my friend said to me, which a fact I never knew, he was
Sounds
like,
weird.
"Black women don't win Best Actress."
Oh, sure.
And it was just cut off there. And then that year, because Siskel and Ebert at the movies had just come out, and they were doing it was one of the first years they did their Oscar special, and they were talking about it, and they said plainly, like, well, a black woman's never won an Academy Award for Best Actress. So this conversation's been going on since
Sure.
1985 that I heard it for the first time. So it's not
And then
a
when
new
she
conversation.
did win, it was
Right.
for supporting.
Right. And then Halle Berry
Halle
is still
Berry.
the only woman to win Best Actress.
Only black woman.
Yeah. Like French people have won it, British women
Sure,
have won it,
sure.
but a woman has won for playing a man, but no gay man has won for playing a gay man, or you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
only closeted. Like so, I mean, it's the Oscars. It's a white old man's club. Like half the time you
So
can't
white
find
old man straight club then apparently.
yeah, and you can't
mean,
find. Well, the straight
according
part
to
was
what he's
assumed.
saying.
Yeah,
Right.
no, but that's also
Clearly,
true.
that's implied.
Yeah.
Yeah, the year of Truman Capote playing a Faye.
Yes.
Or not Truman Capote, but Philip
Seymour Hoffman.
playing a Faye gay man, or Heath Ledger playing a conflicted gay man but enjoying his sex.
Sure.
They went with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and you still had
Okay.
somebody, but neither one was gay. They were both playing gay.
Sure. Tom Hanks.
Right, playing gay. So I mean, there's all these people that don't have one.
But he was fresh off his role in Bosom Buddies, you know, so
He was.
No, yeah.
So it
Kidding.
was like, hey, girl.
But he made a slew of good movies.
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but there's all these people that just don't
Well, and
have
it's
one.
not that Tom Hanks wouldn't have been deserving. He did a great job.
Right.
I think. But I'm just saying, like, I
but the
thought
second
that
year,
was
it should have been John Travolta. But there's the Pretty Boy Club too. That Leonardo's going to be the first one to win the Pretty Boy. Well, Marlon Brando's the first, but like the Pretty Boy Club doesn't have Oscars. They don't. Warren Beatty.
Is that why we don't have Oscars now?
Exactly.
I'm
We're in
just checking.
we're in two different groups that don't win.
What? Oh.
But Matt Damon, Ben Affleck,
Let's go
nobody
for the
best
applause.
actor at Brad
I don't
Pitt
like
doesn't
your
have
attitude
Oscars.
right now, Miss I'm pissed off lesbian.
What? That was 3 hours ago and two
Now,
technical
still,
difficulties.
still.
That was two technical
Still,
difficulties.
I'm holding it again,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go, Amina.
Yeah, so intersex
I
people
wasn't
that love
angry at
movies.
you.
Yeah, so that's a whole new
That'll be-
dimension.
right.
But
Absolutely.
so
Point taken. Sorry. I felt personally.
You would be cut right now if I was angry at you.
So now we have to get to the real story of the week, and we got
get to
to
the
now we
real
got to
story
get
of the
into
week.
our
Come on, let's
our
get
fighting,
into
I thought,
screaming, and
and
yelling.
I thought you were done. We haven't even gone to her yet.
No, she said she didn't have anything, so
I'm really a contributor tonight.
You've relinquished all of your segment, your
I
time?
can't believe this is the story I want her to have and like comment on.
Okay, well,
She
then-
just
then
didn't bring it.
maybe
Give
if
me
you
a
bring the
softball,
horse,
my
lead the
friend.
horse to water, she'll drink.
Bring me
That's
home,
my
Daddy. Bring
Bring
me
me
home.
home,
So
Tony.
the great state of Texas.
Tony.
Tony the Tiger. They're good. This is gonna be a great story.
Exactly. The furries will love this one. So the
What's
great
the song where they do all the weird clapping?
I'm gonna have
for
some
Texas? Something.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh no, deep in the heart of Texas.
There it is.
Trust me, no one will sue us for that.
And
It's
not
like
even
the cha-cha slide, but Texas.
Yeah, let me
Everybody
tell you,
clap your hands.
when I was at the Alamo for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
no basement,
everyone
by
that
the way.
walked up to it either said, "Is there a basement?" or did the deep in the heart. Like you just walked up and you could just
You
hear
just know.
the clapping echo through the crowd.
So sad.
Everyone had their Pee Wee Herman joke like
Yeah.
loaded and ready, loaded for bear, loaded for furries.
Stupid.
Falsetto
They're
child.
great.
All right,
Okay,
so
tell me about Texas.
So Texas,
I got a story I
the
picked
home
up.
of the Planned Parenthood video, the video that went around, and Carly
Yeah, yeah.
Fiorina swore was true, and she based
Everybody
her whole
swore it was true.
candidacy.
There was a
I mean,
whole
that's
thing.
Carly Fiorina.
And then it said in the corner, made by blah, 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 student
Right.
website. Dumbasses.
Carly Fiorina. Got it.
Dumbass.
So last night or yesterday, yeah, it was last night.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get to it because I really can't believe no one had this story.
Well, because I've been living a little bit under a rock, but I did happen to tune in.
Well, you've been working so hard alone.
alone.
Yeah,
all by
Video?
myself.
What happened? It's still there.
Okay.
okay.
Cool.
So it went before the Texas grand jury, and everyone
Yep.
on the right thought this was a slam dunk for ruling against Planned Parenthood in Texas.
Right.
You have a pig of a Republican governor, the Attorney General.
Can we show Ironsides here?
Yep.
Ironsides?
that's okay.
Because he's in a wheelchair.
But like FDR, I just found out
That's where
today.
you were going with.
Yeah. I didn't
That's
realize he got hit by a tree while jogging in a storm.
Oh,
He was jogging doily down the street and got felled by a tree.
shut the front door.
And they called it Zumba.
And they called it
And this
Puppy
is
Love.
and my name is Charlie. Yeah. So
Is this wildfire?
a Texas-based grand jury tasked with investigating allegations against Planned Parenthood, accusations stemming from an undercover video campaign seeking to discredit the group, has declined to indict the National Women's Health Organization for any wrongdoing. Instead, and this is not what the indictment was
This
about.
is not what they were going
Hang
for.
on.
The jury is moving to indict the videographers who targeted Planned Parenthood in the first place. This is coming out of Texas, people.
Right.
That's right.
This thing was such an edited, disturbing piece of Planned Parenthood. Accusations stemming from an undercover.
Oh my God, there's
Oh.
Al. Alan, repeat, my
We're
son.
rebroadcasting.
Yeah, the last was a delay.
I fixed it.
So, back in August, the Harris County District Attorney's Office announced it would conduct a criminal investigation into a Planned Parenthood clinic located in Houston, Texas. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick ordered, he's Republican, the investigation after a series of undercover videos released by anti-abortion activists accused the organization of illegally profiting from aborted fetuses. At least one of those videos featured footage of employees at that Houston clinic discussing fetal tissue donation, not selling. And some of it goes to stem cells, some of it goes to research. They do things like they don't just chuck it in the bin,
right?
As they say on AbFab.
Right. Well, and also I thought it was interesting out of Texas because Cecile Richards is from Texas, Waco, Texas, who's the head of Planned Parenthood, and like amazing. So I mean, I wonder if that isn't.
Yeah, but a shocking
isn't part
twist
of it,
because
so.
I mean, and especially Carly Fiorina was really banking on this ruling to come out and justify all the shit she's been talking.
Right.
And when they keep pressing her for what's the exact moment in that video that you're talking about, she's like, just watch. She just says, just watch it. Just watch it. And you're like, no, I need to know, like, what is the minute? Like, give me the timestamp of the minute in the video you're talking about. And she can't because it doesn't exist. The things she says are in there. And most people.
Whose interview was that?
Carly Fiorina on the
with
CNN, with even
Chris
Fox
Cuomo
News
was going after. Is that
yeah, but they all did. Even Megan Fox went after her too
got
because even Fox News had to say
I
like
mean Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly.
Right,
yeah.
Megan Fox is an actress.
Yeah,
Totally different person.
Yeah, they're just married.
Yeah.
They recently got married. I forgot to say it. Breaking news: Megan Kelly married Megan
There was
Fox.
this guy named Bull Seaman. He married.
Yeah, Bull Seaman. One of them dresses up in cow skin and takes it up the butt from the other one. It's a long
And it's
story.
great.
Up the butt.
Surprise ejaculate.
It's what's for breakfast.
Yeah, it's very loud where you are.
Zumba.
So, but what they
I can't. I won't be able to
determined,
drive home.
the only thing that they did, the only thing that they determined from watching the video was that the people that were posing,
Did somebody get nominated for editing? I mean, this is what happened.
it should be, but that they were using fake IDs and fake driver's licenses to gain access and say who they were. So they're on camera like teenagers using
Lying.
fake ID, or like I want to get my fake
wow.
driver's license so I can use a senior citizen's discount at the New Harkins because it
There's
costs too
gotta be
much.
Well,
You're
Later, you
close.
won't be able to know what that
happening
is.
there.
It's one of those things where I can't listen that fast. So the activist behind the multi-part video series who poses employees at a fake fetal tissue procurement company and secretly film their conversations with Planned Parenthood staff have been widely criticized for the deceptive tactics underpinning the smear campaign and are underpinning the smear campaign. So this group, I have to find out what they're called.
Which
The group that made the video.
That got indicted.
just saw it.
So they were tampering with government evidence, which is a felony offense, which leads to up to 20 years in prison for both of them.
wouldn't that be something?
So what I want to see happen with all this, after this is done, they get prosecuted, it's done, whatever. Okay, let's go back to all these fucking people who've been, like the Fiorinas and all these other people who were just on the stump talking about this. Okay, now what?
Yeah.
The Texas
You and
governor has come
Huckabee-
out and said that there's still a state investigation.
Yeah.
come
We're
on.
going to Benghazi this shit.
Oh, of course. We're going to talk
Now
about it
we
for 10
know
years.
that a grand jury just looked at it. We had a panel of people. They had a trial. We had someone
we have an
decide.
indictment. We're going to prosecute, but stand by.
We are going to waste a little bit
A
more
lot
taxpayers'
more time.
money because
You'll be swell.
Yeah.
You'll be great. You're going to just sell the whole
we're gonna
goddamn
have
show.
a little fetus on a plate.
Zumba.
Straight surprise ejaculate out the nose. Don't aim it at me. Turn the other way. Look at the wall. Face the wall.
What did I do?
See, cell block prison H this shit. Face the wall.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it.
I feel like that's some of that gotcha media, though. That's some.
Oh, my God.
The gotcha media. Well, I got my porcupine sweater on for this one.
She took a breath, swallowed, and the gotcha media brought her through.
She was ready for the surprise ejaculate. She took a breath and swallowed.
Look at
That gotcha liberal media. Is
Yeah.
Just,
those-
at you.
Thought that was
You know
gonna
what?
be-
I think that's
gun-toting,
fantastic.
Bible-thumping, Yosemite Sam Carrion.
Oh, that's right.
Rickin', rackin', frickin', frackin', rockin', rootin', tootin', motherfucking shootin' batches.
in a box with a fox, on a boat with a goat, in a house with a mouse.
It's just a skirmish
In
with
the
those
rain,
ISIS
on
fellas.
the train.
That's right.
All right, so then the
I
other.
didn't realize that Sarah Palin and Dr. Seuss may
Oh,
have.
that was
there may be-
exactly what
That
that
was the same
was.
Well, no, but I
they
got the
fucked and
Yosemite.
gave birth to Yosemite
No.
Sam.
No, I never got that.
Last week, that's what I was saying.
I got the Yosemite
Yes.
Palin. I just never until she just started doing whatever rap and
Yes.
rhyming
Yeah.
she was doing.
That was
I was
paraphrasing
we
it
are
Dr.
Straight out of
Yes.
Utah over
from
here.
green eggs and ham.
Yes. She's all, we were mad and it was bad and off.
All she, you know what? The only thing she did.
with a cunt.
Seriously, the
Fuck
only thing
you.
she didn't say was, "I do not like it, Sam. I
I
am."
am.
Trump I am.
She should have ended with it then. That moose had it coming.
Just like my daughter, tween her legs.
If you
there.
had been
mounted,
there,
I
you'd have done
mounted
the
that
same.
fucker. And
If you'd have been there.
If you'd have
If you'd have seen
swallowed.
it.
So
Oh, if you'd
then,
have seen. Oh.
Sarah, yeah, if you'd have swallowed,
Yeah.
gives the worst blowjobs. That's why she's always pregnant.
I don't know what
Just the
happened.
worst
don't
blowjobs.
True. It's true.
I
Look it up.
just, I'm just in. It's very loud where you
It's
are.
very loud, very dramatic. My God.
So Sarah Palin Part 6. What are we on now?
Who cares?
So cutting a butt.
Electric Boogaloo.
Cutting the butt cake.
The original
Part 6.
material girl.
So now, because the wife-beaten son of hers that
Yeah.
has a gun in his hand and won't let it punch his girlfriend in the face and make her
that's
hide under the bed.
Obama's fault.
Oh, right. But
But-
part,
'cause he
part
never-
7 and 8 first.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
Go, Cat.
Okay,
we'll
that's
give
the
you
best
something.
part.
Kill the
Here's-
Palin. 2 shots.
Kill the Palin. Here's
things.
here's the hearsay that I know. So the Sarah Palin son claims PTSD from the war that he
No,
didn't
Sarah
go to.
Palin claims
Well,
PTSD
whatever.
for her
Right.
son.
Yeah.
Wife beater.
Yes.
He hasn't sobered up enough yet to
That's
talk.
right.
Wife beater beats his wife. Sarah Palin says PTSD. The gotcha liberal media says, yeah, but PTSD from what? Because he didn't serve in nothing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Saw no
Right.
active military duty.
He went to boot camp.
Uh-huh.
He went on leave. He went to Cleveland.
And
I don't know about Cleveland.
it was under Bush's administration.
That's right.
He was
Not-
out.
That's exactly
he was out
right.
by
Before
2008.
Obama.
Yeah.
That's right.
Motherfucker.
Because just to let you know how
bastard.
the elections work, they're like calendars. You take office in 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up one.
Up one.
Up one.
Up one.
Up one.
Bubbles.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And Palin doesn't just quote green eggs and ham because Ted Cruz did it on the Senate floor.
Oh, that's true.
In the filibuster, he did.
And that, we're gonna nail that fucker to the cross one more time
That's
because
funny. It's true.
Well
done.
when when Davis,
Well
the
done,
good
yeah.
Davis, the one in
Wendy
Texas,
Davis.
Wendy Davis, the
with
good
the,
Davis,
with the
Yes.
with
The
the
good
sneakers
that
and the
she had to
filibuster
stay
for
on
whip-
point
yeah,
for the
yeah.
entire filibuster, or she was done. They would
Right.
cut her off
They'd
if
cut
she
her
ever went off topic, and that.
Adult diapers,
Canadian,
good
Cuban,
shoes.
communist motherfucker
Yep.
read green eggs and ham to his kids, and I'm like, that's when you get the. I need a gun. Shut me my gun rights
Well,
again. I want them back.
That's a very different audience though. Like she was in
They're younger, the
state
kids.
legislature, not
But still,
national.
same rules. Robert's, and we've talked about this with Ernie. Robert's rules of order, like that's the rules of the filibusters. You're supposed to stay on topic. You can't just stand up there.
Right.
And yammer for.
Was it
Let's do
Mr.
it.
Smith Goes to Washington? That's the famous movie about the filibuster. Like you have to stay on topic. But
Sure.
Ted Cruz, and that's why Ted Cruz, nobody fucking likes him. Which we've learned today. It's been kind of a delight to come back to TV news today.
To find out that nobody likes Ted Cruz.
Because all the Republicans that are
None.
talking about the debate yesterday, they just can't get over themselves because they hate Trump. They just like, where is Rubio? And like, we gave you two. We gave you an
We set it up.
attractive Cuban
We
and a Bush.
set it up.
How could we be losing
How
this
are we looking
to a
at-
squirrel and this Canadian fuck?
Now here's and oddly one of the things you bring up, and I don't know if we're doing bullshit later. No, actually, Drew, crime scene footage. I completely spaced about. We're gonna do it next week. I have to transcribe.
It's been postponed.
I totally
in
fuck up. I
cliffhanger
fucked up and
season
forgot it.
style.
I just blamed it on the power outage.
No,
but we'll let you.
I will
you
own
can-
it.
yeah.
My mea culpa.
We did it while the lights were out.
I will own it. Yeah,
you
sorry,
guys.
we did it with the lights on. No, I forgot to transcribe what needed to be done to pull it off, but I will get it done. It'll be here next week. I'm terribly sorry.
That
We're gonna
sounds
pull it off for
dangerous.
surprise ejaculate.
However,
Very loud where you are.
The Ted Cruz thing. What I was astounded with, all of a sudden, I'm channel surfing between my, which is interesting. If you go on our cable
Between Justin Bieber on MSNBC.
1063, and then you go to 1036. You got CNN, MSNBC. It's fantastic. Anyway, all of
They're
a
like
sudden,
the devil's numbers.
all of a
mixed up.
sudden, you look up and
like a
there's that
palindrome, only not.
fucktard Cruz, and who's standing next to him? But fucking Perry. former governor of Texas.
God.
I'm like,
He was lost.
What the hell is Rick? Why is he a benefit to you? He's not. He's
Well, they're
just
both
a
from
fucking.
Texas.
Did he have his
but he's
magic
just a
glasses
fucking
on?
moron. He did.
Yeah.
But he's just a fucking
Well, we've
idiot.
learned now
Makes
with
him
the
a different
Republican
person.
Party that
Right.
the
What-
more stupid you are, the better you do. Like
Palin
you have,
endorsed Trump.
Right.
yeah.
I mean,
so he had to find
nail on the
someone
head.
just
More
as
stupider.
stupid. Yeah, more
Yeah.
stupider.
More stupider.
with less book learning.
Rick Santorum
And they both
was in
put
the
on
background
glasses
going, look at me, look at
in
me.
hopes that their IQ would
Oh,
double.
and here's a question. Remember many weeks ago, I all sent you a text that Huckabee dropped out?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
There was a fucking political, there was a thing, there was a tweet, there was a thing,
And then he was in there.
and he's still there.
Yeah.
How?
I agree.
I mean, it doesn't
Oh, I
matter.
thought Lindsey Graham backed out.
Right, but Huckabee, it was announced that Huckabee had
he
dropped
sent
out.
that thing.
I
and
sent
I don't
it to
think
you.
it was like an onion.
Oh,
thing.
I don't think
fake.
Huckabee's going to drop out to South Carolina either way. He doesn't have to run any ads till South. He can save all
Yeah,
his
dude,
money.
well,
That's the only one
I mean,
he wants
he's
to
got,
win.
He's got a hope as a fart in a whirlwind. He's got nothing.
In South Carolina, he's got a good chance because crazy Christians rule in South Carolina. Like that's their people. The Palmetto State gets them where they're going.
Fucking Palmetto.
Again, we're back to people who
Big
don't believe in
Beatles.
science,
No,
and
I think
I just can't get on board if you don't understand that 2 and 2 is 4.
Well, we know who you're voting for then. Whoever's on the science side of the table.
Right.
Well, and that's
Like
that's,
Ted Cruz is not stupid, and
So
this
vote
is
for
what people
Bloomberg.
this is what people don't like about him
Kidding.
is that it's an act. He's Harvard and Yale educated. He's argued cases before the Supreme Court and more than one. Like it wasn't just like Goomer versus Gomer Pyle. Like he's
Right.
done legit cases. He's a constitutional lawyer, but he has to come off as batshit crazy
he's
and an
doing that
obstructionist.
folksy bullshit.
Just to get the Texas
bullshit-
Senate.
right.
Like he had to play stupid. Texas doesn't want somebody smart. They don't want no book learning.
No, they
And
clearly.
they were not going to elect somebody. So he's been doing this dumb act, and the first one to call him out on it was Clinton when he was like
Megalomaniac, good
interviewing.
call.
Yeah,
Yes.
he really is. Oh,
Yes.
I meant Cruz too because he's fucking
Yeah.
nuts too.
But
But
Jenny's
he
right.
was when his first year in the Senate. Clinton sat down at a committee with him. And she was like, listen, I think she called him Junior, like meaning junior senator. But listen, junior senator, I don't need a lecture from you on how this works. But he was doing an act. And everyone on the panel was like, why are you asking a question like that? Like,
Because you know better.
yeah,
Right.
like, why are you asking why there's 52 of us sitting here? You know what I mean? Like, with that kind of thing. Or 50 of us, 51. I don't know. Does Puerto
220.
Rico get a goddamn
220,
senator?
221, whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Shitter's full.
But it was very strange.
Oh, it's funny.
A Cuban in a bush, yeah.
It just sounds.
And I'm loving
and the Dixon Cider.
Cher tweeted 4 minutes ago, Trump not doing the Fox debate because of Megyn Kelly? Someone get him toe shoes. Fucking prima donna. How can he face ISIS? He can't face a chick on TV. Amen.
No,
Yeah, it's a little dismissive of women on TV.
No,
but it's a fair
still,
point.
It's
Yeah.
the idea.
Right.
Like, if you, how are you going
I
to
am
do
on
any of
board for this because here's what I want to watch. And even one of the guys who I was surprised was on board with it on CNN earlier tonight said it's a bold move. It shows that you don't conform. You're not afraid to try and do other things, which I get. I'm all for him trying whatever the fuck he wants. But what I want to
Don't
see
try being
is
president.
I want to know which network is going to pick up what he's doing because nobody's going to give a shit
good
about
call.
the Republic.
No, they all will because they can't cover the debate. It's on
Right,
Fox.
right.
So
So-
CNN,
but-
MSNBC, they're going to
Everybody
cover it.
else
They're going to
Yeah,
cover it.
whatever
So it's
he's
going to be
doing.
interesting to see how they do and what they do and how this is all going to go.
Sure.
But then when they're going to release the hounds of however many, 17, 47, however many people are going to be on stage, let them all go because he's not there.
Right.
So they can say whatever they want. They can go at him. They can do this. They can do that. It's going to be interesting to watch them without him there.
And they can't go at him as this is an insult to women that you're actually not here because you have some kind of disagreement with Megyn Kelly because they're all against women.
They always say they all hate women.
They
so
all
hate
can't
women,
all be
so-
like,
Including
like-
Carly Fiorina. She hates
Right.
herself.
So
Like,
there's really nowhere to go.
Awful.
There's no lane for them
No.
to go in of like no one can take the high road here because they live on the low road on women's rights.
And
Like,
this
Well,
is
and
Thursday
hearing,
night,
like,
right?
when
Thursday?
you-
Is
I
it
believe so.
This coming Thursday night.
And when you see something like from Tomo, who's on the other
can
side of
find
the
out
world
at
saying the world is just
debatedrinking.com.
watching in disbelief.
Tomo, I agree.
and no, we are here too because
Well, absolutely. But can you imagine? I mean, and that's what Amina was saying, I believe, last week was we're left with the shit that you vote for. Basically,
yeah.
forgive me, Amina, I'm just kind of paraphrasing, but you know.
like you couldn't come up with the word paraphrasing.
Thank you. I appreciate you helping me with that.
good work.
It's very loud where you are. Are you taking a
Zumba.
Zumba class?
Says it's
It's
personal
personal
this
this
time.
time.
Can you see the squirrels behind me?
That's my favorite.
Honey, what's a hashtag? Can Daddy and I hashtag?
Do you have to have the computer on?
Moms just call.
I have to load all those up
So
here so you've
good.
got them
They're
all.
so funny. I love them all.
Funny.
All right, let's do bullshit and get out.
What?
Well, she's packing, so I thought
I
she
know
was
she is
done.
packing.
No, I was just. Why not unplug what I could? That's
Oh
all,
yeah, it's
Oh, it's a
tenuous
little late
power.
now.
Tenuous power situation.
We're still on the edge.
just in case I don't want to fuck up the last.
We
10
turned that
minutes.
one lamp off, but
In case we got to
knows?
make a human chain to
No,
get
I
out
wasn't
here.
packing up for that reason. I just thought I'm not using that. So I might as well
wait,
get
I
rid of
still
it.
have some power left on my phone. I got a flashlight.
Yeah.
I'll get us out of here.
Yeah. So
I already called my bullshit was that with Rick Perry showing up, and I'm like, I just kept saying it, and Cruz kept talking to somebody, and Perry's just watching him, like just like a doting son, waiting for him to tell him what to say or what to do, because he just kept watching and looking at Cruz, and I'm like, you're just a fucking moron. What does it? Why? I was astounded.
2 of the last 3 governors have not, like, together they don't have an IQ in the triple digits.
It's scary.
Yeah, to go from W to that,
Yeah.
that is Dumb and Dumber. Like that's just the epitome.
It's just
without the
understand-
No,
comedy.
that's actually Trump and Palin. Dumb and Dumber. I mean,
Oh, I don't know. That's a horse race. We'd have to watch that one all the way to the finish.
We would, but my God.
I was
And it
at-
would turn into a Zumba class because they're too stupid to run for
She'd
the
be like, you better
Right,
go
'cause they start running
faster.
and
I'm
You're like,
sure.
Why would
They
the
don't
race,
running in a
the
circle.
race for people with absolutely no sense of direction? If
I'm
for
sure-
our Monty Python fans.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that others have thought about this, but it's one of those little random thoughts that went through my head today with regards to this whole political thing. Let's say world comes to an end, everybody abandons
There's
ship.
3 minutes.
Trump,
Doomsday.
Trump wins. Trump's in office. Let's just assume this.
Canada's
okay?
lovely.
Why
Richard,
would
we're on our way.
would
No,
we
I was
assume that?
thinking in my head, I'm like,
All right.
how the hell is that State of the Union going to be? How the hell are anytime he has to
You like me.
Any,
you guys like me.
anytime
There's
he
a-
has
have
to,
you seen me in the polls?
Let's say something horrible happens in the nation. He has to go live on all 4 networks. He has to go live and he has to talk about it. I'm trying to envision how that entire
Yeah.
statement
Well,
is
who
going to
runs
go.
as his running mate? Who's got such low self-esteem that backing up that plan seems like a good idea?
Rick
who wants
Perry.
To,
Are you
who wants
kidding?
to know? Who wants to kill all their No, but
No, and
she's a proven loser. Even
Right,
he's not
she
stupid.
can't. God, let's hope.
Zumba. But I can see someone wanting that position, big time.
Because
but
if
you
they
have-
kill,
but
so
you
if
have
they
to
kill
back
him,
But remember,
I'm
like,
sure because the assassination attempts are going to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Where
true.
is that?
Ammon Bundy's going to get out of prison
That
and be
will
like,
heartbeat
what the
away.
fuck were we
yeah.
thinking?
But almost
Yeah.
rapist in chief
Yeah, you're
had
right.
to stuff it in his pie hole and
Oh.
and stop being
and not in
pro-rape.
the fun way.
Yeah, and he all of a sudden he had to be
There's a
offended by
non-fun
people
one?
that said legitimate rape when like you
Yeah.
wrote the bill, you dumbass
Right,
motherfucker. But because so you have to swallow a lot of surprise ejaculate to
Keep it going. Just keep it going.
go with the flow.
I was
Zumba.
gonna say,
Zumba,
like, yeah.
you got to swallow a lot of Zumba to follow them, and then you got to live it down. Then you got to sit on it later. Like that's
Yeah.
a hard road.
Rose has finished her paperwork. That is correct, Damo.
Frozen-
I was
Frozen-
putting it away.
Frozen
I was-
Dick wants us
I
to
was
come to
putting it
Quebec.
away.
So,
Can we do our show from Quebec?
Sure, we could.
I know
Okay.
like
It'd be
3
fun.
sentences in French. I think I'd do well in Quebec.
I don't know.
New
I
song.
don't know.
I said
And,
bonsoir.
and isn't Quebec
I
closer to
actually
your
have no
home?
fucking idea
No.
what I just said.
2S.
Where
Toronto
the
is.
fuck is Quebec? Where is it?
east, northeast.
I'm sorry, I don't have a Canadian map to put behind you. I'm terribly sorry.
If
That-
I remember correctly, like your fingers on your thumbs on Niagara Falls. Now your other thumb would be on Toronto, but like Montreal.
Where's the other
make
thumb?
a turkey. Make a turkey.
Make a turkey.
Well, she doesn't have
so
another
your
thumb
thumb is
from there.
Niagara Falls. Your second finger's like Montreal, and I think Quebec is like the
That's,
third
no,
finger.
no, but it's still in reference to here.
Isn't
Still
that
close to home
Oh,
for
but
you.
remember, it's like Texas. It's a big expanses of nothing.
Isn't this like Nova Scotia though?
Nova Scotia's your pinky.
I
Kind
mean,
of.
for God's sake, you
And
know
then
like
Newfoundland,
94
understand
languages.
Newfoundland
I'm sure
is
French
off to
would
the
be
far
so
right.
easy for
I think
you.
I think it's Nova Scotia than Newfoundland.
If anybody that's in the chat room right now listening to
Fair.
us actually knows any of the languages that we currently speak, we're going to be
God
fine
love ya.
apparently, because you listen very well for people who
Because we're,
suffer through
we're
this.
certainly not
'Cause,
speaking
We don't
English.
even know what's happening.
The
I'm not going to
crosstalk.
stop talking in your country, so you
I'm
better
just-
learn English.
I'm speaking in Zumba right now, but I don't know. Anyway, so are we bullshitting
Do we
or
have
what?
do we have any more bullshit? Do we have thoughtful? What are we doing?
Well, you're the only one that's done bullshit. You got a bullshit besides your assistant?
Oy.
Did you get a response from your text?
I surprisingly did not.
Well, you know why? She's asleep.
She's very tired.
Yeah, from all her sitting.
You know, I would hope that
She's
at this
very
point,
tired.
like at sometimes you just know, and sometimes you're on the losing, not the losing end, but you're on the receiving end of knowing that something's not working.
Sometimes
and I'm hoping that that's a
it's
thing.
hard
I'm
to
hoping
be
it
a
doesn't have to
woman.
get more awkward
Yeah.
and be a conversation where I say, this is not working for me. I need more help than you're giving me, and I'm
Right.
going to find it elsewhere. I'm not asking it of you anymore. I'm going to look somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping that it can be done a little bit more gently than all that. And I'm hoping that by this point in the week, having kind of left me hanging a couple of times, that, you know, this person has the presence of mind to be like, yeah, maybe this isn't quite what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's totally okay. Like, sometimes you sign up for shit and you go,
You're exactly right.
Not what I wanted.
Not what I
Exactly
wanted
right.
to.
Yeah.
Not what I
Yes.
wanted
Kind
to.
of like this
Yes.
show.
So,
Well,
yeah.
my-
I
things
have
to come.
no idea. Yeah.
My apologies to the Canada,
What happened?
but so
We're back to the fucking
Niagara
turkey?
Falls remains
Tell
where it
me.
is.
Unfortunately, hang on.
I just
And then
want to
your
eat
fingers are-
poutine and relax.
Toronto's
is what I
directly
wanna do.
north, and it
Wanna
turns
hang
out
with
Montreal,
Richard.
Ottawa, Montreal, and Quebec are very close together, and they're all pretty much along the St. Lawrence. So they're much further south. No wonder I've been there. It's not as far away as I thought it
got
was.
there.
Who
That's
knew?
how I got there by car.
Geography's hard.
I know it's hard that you can't see it, but I put the map back up there. But it's hard to.
How am I doing?
You're horribly off. I mean, let's look at
Oh,
that.
well, yeah, turn the thing around. Then I can see.
Oh, so the if you look at it, if you follow
Okay,
the,
so
the northern
Niagara's
border
there.
of New York,
And so then I've got...
the western part of New York is Niagara.
So index finger is...
That's kind of Toronto, but if you move your hand a little bit more this way, and then
Toronto.
it goes bam, bam, bam. It goes,
Bam, bam.
I feel like
It goes
Richard's
Ottawa,
going to
Montreal,
completely-
I played that song on the piano one time. Bam.
Da-da-bam.
yeah. And that would be
I
how
just
I
thought that was
went
on the
to Montreal and
Flintstones.
Quebec.
That
Bam,
would
bam,
be
bam.
that
By
would be it
car.
because they're all right there.
Well, I want to call bullshit on something completely separate. If I
Please do.
may.
Oh, by all means.
Something new.
Now here's
I-
something we hope you'll
Brand
really
new
like.
information.
Well, I have a thing because people who are on power trips and then cry like little bitches when they get caught.
Wow.
We are
Big-
right here.
Let us say-
Strangely specific.
First of all, I don't think running the book fair is a power trip.
Yeah.
Second of all, I'm right here.
I like that. The thought of
If
a
you-
book fair being a power trip.
If you're gonna talk shit about me on Facebook, you might as well tag me in it.
Yeah, no shit. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. I got a little overzealous.
That was a whole other thing.
You got overzealous.
I was gonna call out the name that
My
happened and
goodness.
that I rescinded.
I'm like, wait a minute, I did not
You
do anything.
rescinded.
Starts with a Michael.
both.
Continue
Carry
on.
There was, if you guys heard about this, a former Oklahoma City officer that was convicted of sex crimes
Yes.
and was sentenced to 263 years in prison.
yeah.
That feels
And,
like a long time.
Quite frankly, I couldn't have been more fucking pleased.
Huh?
I
Sure,
had
sex crimes are no
followed
fun.
this, not because it wasn't a. Sex crimes in general, obviously, not okay.
I'm fairly opposed
it
to them,
is
yeah.
not
Was this
okay,
the one that
right?
specifically
Reasonably opposed.
targeted black women
Yes.
and he would make them do sexual acts in order to not get arrested or something to that effect?
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He was
yeah.
bringing
All
it,
right.
right.
Racist.
Completely. 1 month
Worse
after
than-
being
That
convicted
may not have
of
been
sex
appropriate for a
crimes,
bell ring. I'm terribly sorry to those who I may or may not have offended.
former Oklahoma City police
Use your bell more
officer,
thoughtfully, please.
in December, he was convicted. This asshole was Daniel Holtzclaw, fucktard, convicted him on 18 counts, including rape and sexual battery. At his trial, 13 alleged victims testified against him.
Good for them.
And good for them.
Good for them for showing up.
Absolutely.
Because oftentimes that does not happen. The
Well,
victim.
it's so hard to show up to.
Yeah.
Well, and how frightening. Again, that whole idea, that's why I said 263 years to think about power. Because now this son of a bitch gets to go away for a very long time, rest
Yeah.
of his life, and just think about power, because that's what he abused,
Right.
right?
Yeah, oh.
And
Yeah, take away their power.
while he was on duty, that's what he would go into their homes. Let's see. And he was crying, like he was just sobbing.
He'd go into their homes.
And
I didn't
nothing-
recall that part
oh,
of it.
yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
re-
yeah, it
I
was
thought it was
awful.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was actually just on the street or in the car. I did not know. I don't recall there being a in-home invasion, if you will.
And they were from like 15. Did you already say that? 15 to the oldest one was like a very elderly
Oh,
grandmother.
absolutely, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, he's
Sick
a
bastard.
fucking pig.
So cried like a baby when he got sentenced, I'm sure.
Absolutely he did. And I sat there and I can't express enough how odd it was to just sit there and kind of laugh.
Yeah.
And it was the strangest
Your
feeling.
comeuppance, if you will.
Well, okay, so oddly, in a
surprise
bringing
ejaculate sort of way.
Bringing it, well, actually, that would make it a little more awkward. But when
Bring it on
so
home.
and I just
If you can actually hit the TV, they'll
I've
applause.
actually always been very open about this. But the first time that I ever had sex, I was raped, and so the idea that when I saw him crying like a little fucking bitch
Made you feel a
was
little
the
better.
first day that I found the guy who raped me on Facebook.
Oh no.
I've looked.
What?
I
Why are
have
you
looked.
looking?
There was,
no.
there was
Oh.
just something like I wanted to, and this isn't meant as a sad story. This is something that I have gotten.
Well, it's not exactly cheery. I'm just going to let you know from.
But I have gotten. I've always been very
did-
open about this.
No, and I remember you and I've had this discussion. I know,
Yeah.
but I didn't know this is where we were going at 10:04.
But it was just when I saw this.
There it is.
When I saw this, and I just call bullshit
Bullshit.
on people that are using that kind of power.
Right.
And the idea that the rape in general, the idea that it's terrifying, but that you have this person who goes out there and uses that uniform,
Yeah.
That
Or
badge.
that frock. You know what I mean? The
absolutely,
priests.
Right, exactly.
absolutely.
You take a place of authority of trust
Yes.
and you turn it into that.
and then we try to tell our
Oh.
kids.
Keep
to
going.
go
Breaking.
you can go to the police officer. You can go here. You can go there. And the shame is that you can. 99.9%.
But not in
of the
this
time.
town because it's a band of brothers. They're going
Right.
to stand by. They're going to stand by him, and they probably did.
I want to say
It was probably like the
no.
15th person that they were like, maybe he's a rapist.
Right, absolutely.
We had to do the Cosby thing. We don't want to believe it till like he's a serial rapist.
until it's been proven with that. Right. What were you going to say, Clayton? Sorry.
In similar news in regards to the abuse of power, however, it wasn't using the badge as this, but do we all remember Chris Wilson, local
Yes, of course.
local
Of course.
police officer? He was arrested back in 2012 for allegedly having sex with a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old over an extended period of time. He's been obviously behind bars since 2012. In fairness, this is somebody I knew. He
Sure.
used to.
And liked.
I mean, Chris.
Like. I don't-
Very much,
you know.
yeah.
Chris Wilson was a very nice guy. He was fun and funny to be around. I didn't know anything about this part of his life. He used to be hired a lot of bars, hire off-duty police officers to be their security on weekends. And he, at one of the bars that I worked in, he was that hired to help on the weekends. Just today in Maricopa County Court, he pled guilty to the charges, and apparently he will have. They had said that if he went to trial, which literally this was like minutes, days, whatever, before the trial was starting. I think jury selection had already started. They were telling him he was facing like 80 years.
Yeah.
And what he did is he pled guilty to this charge of 23 years in prison and lifetime probation. So he will be out. I don't know if time served of the 4 years goes
I'm
into
sure
effect
it
or
would.
not.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he agreed to 23 years flat prison time, and then he'll be credited with the time he's already served,
I agree,
which is about
Nina.
3 years. Flat time means that there will be no opportunity for early release. He will
Sure.
do a full 23 years and then lifetime probation. But I was
And I have to tell you that
And
there's
that
something
story,
that bothers
that
me with
story
it, and
has
it's not that I know,
weird
and
ins and
it's
outs.
not
Oh,
Yeah,
it does.
because-
Especially with a lot of people that we know. It's very interesting about.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying this because of knowing Chris, and that gives somebody a free pass. Not by any means, but
check IDs.
when you think, absolutely. But when you hear other stories and you watch the news and you hear so many other people, without any fucking pun intended whatsoever, getting off on these charges, and
Yeah.
then that, right? To have that many years. Again, I'm not one
Right.
against the other,
Right,
or
right.
nothing like that. But where you hear about some of the incredibly humiliating things that are done to people, and it's like, meh.
Yeah,
And that statute of limitations, I think if there's anything that makes me fucking insane, it's
Oh,
the
it's that
statute of
there's a statute of
limitations.
limitations on rape.
7
Yep.
years.
Should be
Well,
this age.
I mean, we're going through that with
Bill
Cosby.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely
Yes.
going through that. And some of the stuff has been dismissed, not only in LA. I think there was something back east that got dismissed
when I read
or
about that
something
stuff, it makes
about
me
that
sick.
recently. So I don't know what he's going to be facing, if any.
And
Right.
there's South African men, and they're just men in so many parts of the world. The
Wow,
amount of
that's
rapists is
a quarter?
and
is just
that's
appalling.
Exactly, yes.
Men in
Yes,
a cop in
it's
jail for rape
appalling.
might not do well, but usually it's, and this is a weird,
About
weird
kids.
statistic. If child molesters do really badly in prison, because
yeah.
a lot of the people in prison are the products of child
Child
molestation,
molestation.
Yep.
and they take it out on the molester. Like they get their chance. They get
They
their
get their they
Well,
get their
And in
not
the
vindication.
and
Yeah,
in the odd,
revenge.
and aside from that, just in the odd way that justice works in the prisons, it's okay to shoot, kill, murder, rape an adult because they could have, air quotes here, fought for themselves or prevented it themselves, but children can't. So,
Right.
so that, again, that's an odd twist within the justice system of the interior of a prison.
But and we're in this weird time now where like either you believe that cops are superheroes that can do absolutely no wrong, like there's no gray
Which is
area
how I
anymore.
grew up.
Right.
Right.
My
But
dad
there's
was a dispatcher. I mean, that's how I grew up. These were our heroes.
but there's a bad egg in every
Of everything.
lot.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
doesn't matter what. There's no perfect people. But we're just raised in that community of like, if you don't think cops are absolute superhero perfection, they can do no wrong, then these stories make no sense. So you can, and so it's that ambiguity in your learning that makes it so hard to accept. So there's people that are like, well, no, he's a cop. He wouldn't do that. So
Right.
like these women probably had to go through the humiliation of no one believing them.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And that, I mean, in this day and age when people, I mean, they have laws that say it's okay, that if it's late at night and
Oh, the
these
problems
are
they're
in
having
country.
on the girl on the
No.
bus in India. There's all
No,
these
I'm
different.
saying in America, where
Oh,
you're
yeah.
when
What was
you're
she
driving.
wearing? That's the most
no,
offensive
no.
thing.
If somebody's behind you and the cops put the lights on,
Oh, yeah. All the things to protect yourself.
you can go directly. You don't need to pull over.
Go directly to the
Go
police
directly
station.
to the police station because
Right.
so many people are getting a car and getting lights.
And now
getting
everybody
a-
has cell phones. If someone
Right,
pulls you over,
right.
dial 911 and tell them you're being pulled over.
That's
Tell them
exactly
where
right.
you are and that you're being pulled over. No matter what, even if you are doing something wrong.
Yes.
If you're a woman alone
Yes.
in
Because
a,
they'll say,
in-
no, you need to
Better
come
to get a
directly
speeding
here."
ticket than end up in the
Yes,
ditch.
Absolutely.
Oh, better to get any kind of a ticket. Like
Than
just
any of it.
it really, 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 really,
And
really
so
is.
I apologize. I certainly wasn't trying to bring a super fun show down, but that to me was the most bullshit thing that I have paid attention to.
Well, just
all week.
reading that story, and you're just like, shoot him. Just take him out in the
Yeah.
back and shoot him like
Yes.
a dog. I'm sure Ernie doesn't like that phrase, but like,
No, but-
it's-
but-
put it down.
I just want
She'd
somebody.
rather you shoot a human than a dog, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I want him bent over, and I want someone to just do really awful things to him, and I just don't care.
We have a bull that
Yeah.
might need. In an unrelated
siphon-
Can
story.
you go ahead and put a
Siphon the semen
It
right
would-
on
it
out
would-
of
I'll
them.
never stop recommending for almost rapists in chief, and now our third in line to the presidency. We need to rape him a couple times and find out which one was legitimate. Like just rape
Absolutely.
him 4 or
Which
5
was
times.
It's
and
so
he'll-
hard to tell which one is
Yeah,
legitimate.
he has to
You
tell
know, it
us
really
which one
is.
is legitimate.
It is
It's a
absolutely
fine line.
And maybe shove a
Absolutely.
couple things up inside not Clay Aiken, but
Oh, like poor Clay Aiken.
What's his name? Aiken. His
I was
name is-
nervous for a moment.
Wait, what did he do?
Ammon Bundy.
No, the guy that wrote the guy from Missouri that lost his last name is Aiken, isn't it? The guy that lost to Claire
yes,
McCaskill
yes,
in
yes.
2012.
Oh.
Yes. You're exactly
Todd
right.
Aiken?
Todd Aiken.
There you
sounds
go.
right.
Oh.
Todd Aiken.
Not to be confused with
Like,
Clay.
you know,
Aiken.
he's
Poor
all about
Clay
transvaginal
Yeah,
probes and all
yeah.
that shit. So shove some stuff up his ass and just have a little fun.
Oh, even just his face makes me want to barf.
He's gross.
Did you have a bullshit?
So,
All of these are just
Okay.
perfect.
A lot
I
of
was going to
bullshit
add to mine because I saw this on the local. This is local news here in Arizona. If you're
Oh.
not from Arizona or not in Arizona, you will care about this because this actually affects the entire world. The gentleman who authored sometime back here in Arizona the ban on proposing legislation to ban plastic bags has rewritten it because it didn't get applied right. So he is rewriting it to be a little more specific. Apparently, somehow, when it got applied or processed or done, something was wrong. It didn't go the way he had intended. So they're rewriting it to still be a ban, which I don't understand. How can you write a law to ban the idea of somebody else discussing it in the future?
Welcome to the Republican Party.
Right, but I don't get. I mean, like, that just astounds me. How would you ever?
The bullshit of all time is Congress is not allowed to investigate gun deaths because they passed a law in the 90s putting a ban on investigating gun deaths.
Yeah, you've talked about that before, and it still astounds me.
It remains bullshit.
Still astounds me. But here in Arizona, and what drives me crazy, and we're all guilty. You go to you go to a local convenience store, you go to a grocery store, wherever you go, and everything winds up in these plastic bags. What the fuck do you do with all these goddamn plastic bags?
I refuse them.
Double bag it.
I honestly
refuse them all the
forget.
time.
I want to come back to my bullshit. I've got my bullshit.
Yeah.
Hang on. So I forget that. Do they still even have paper bags? A, number one. Number two, I know that I've had some fabric bags that you can take. I honestly always forget them. My bad. But
I try and keep some in my car.
Do local grocery stores still have paper?
The grocery store does, yeah. Like your Safeway and your Fry's, they still have paper bags.
You have to ask for them specifically.
If I go to like a local Ace Hardware or an auto parts store,
I just throw them in my trunk.
I don't put.
Yeah, reusables.
Like my bags are in my trunk because I had a hard time with remembering them, and then finally, like when I'm done putting away my groceries,
you just put them in the trunk.
Or the next time I go to my car, they just stay in the car. So when it's time to go to the grocery store, they're just in my trunk.
They're just there. And most of the time, like if I'm just in and out of the store for something quick, like something.
I refuse a bag for that.
They're gonna try and put 3 things in a bag,
right, and I don't.
I carried this fucker all the way through the store without a bag.
Right.
I'm gonna get it.
No, and I do that, but like today I went to the store and I went up with 18 fucking bags, and I'm like. But I do. I save them all in one bag and take them back and I put them in that recycle thing. But I'm like, do they really get recycled or do they just throw them away differently than I do?
Now we're at my bullshit.
let me. God, Al, Zumba.
It's a 7-hour show.
It's very loud
it's
where
very
you
loud
are.
where you are. It's so loud from over here.
So can Daddy and I hashtag?
How does that
I'm
work?
gonna find that.
No, so I walk up with my bags. I'm all ready, and I had to learn to put my bags on the runway first.
Yep.
Because what they'll do is they'll take out the plastic bag, be ready, and when I tell them I brought my own bags, then they just throw the bag on the garbage. I'm like, no, use that goddamn bag. Like,
you're missing the point.
Right. Now you might as well give me the bag and let me use it for something else, which I use for like chicken or like anytime I cook something that needs to be like wrapped up a little bit extra in the garbage. So like the stray cats, but that's my bullshit. When they throw that bag in the garbage, like god damn it.
And it does take a little bit of like self training. Like I still end up every once in a while at the grocery store without the grocery bags, and I'm like, damn it, and I have to be really dedicated to it, and I make myself go home. Like,
the odd irony with this whole thing is we all the three of us, the four. Four of us in this studio.
I was told there'd be no math.
We continually say repeatedly, vote, because that one vote can make a difference.
Absolutely.
And I'm oddly on this odd little fine line of just because I'm refusing the bag, how's that one person going to make a difference?
It makes a difference.
That's the funny thing.
Because it starts spreading, and then you're like, then as you give people dirty looks in the grocery store, people start like, all right, bring your own bags, and they do it on TV now, which is I like. Like if you watch like Modern Family, they always got their own bag. You just watch it as it starts to be a thing where like people on TV don't use it anymore.
And I happen to be occasionally in a position to like enforce my belief on other people. So
no,
it's true.
Stop.
But
it.
Shut. Zumba. Exactly.
Back to the book fair. Like seriously,
It's always back to this fucking book fair with her, isn't it?
Yeah.
Always.
But
and milk in a bag.
Hashtag read a fucking book.
But I'm so anti-plastic bag. Like I tell all of my volunteers that come to help, and they're gonna like check people out and everything. I'm like, here's the thing. I'm anti-plastic bag, so they have to ask for it. I have some. I'll provide a bag. Like I'm not set up, and I don't do the marketing to be 100% bagless. It's coming spring 2016.
Oh, good for you.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
No. I'm gonna
Surprise
force
ejaculate coming.
I'm gonna force it upon a small community of people who are accustomed to just do you have a bag? Sure fucking don't.
Well,
did you get the flyer? Because we don't, what I mean?
We don't provide bags.
So I'm
or reuse. Bring all those plastic bags that are sitting at your house.
Right.
Bring them, and you can bring your book in your own bag.
But no, I'm currently sitting in a position where I force people to ask me for a bag. Like, you bought your stuff. Your kid's got a backpack. You got 7 fucking kids with you. They can each carry a book. And look, there's all your crap.
Right.
And you didn't use a plastic bag. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Jenny, and Jenny, good for you. You use your own bags in Santa
Well,
Barbara.
they have to
and
because
that's
there are
awesome.
counties
I love
on that
that.
list.
they
Right. And I
outlawed the
love
plastic
that.
bags.
And I would.
But then every once in a
I'm
while, you
with
do
you,
need a
Amanda.
bag. Like I was in
But I like Richard's idea, too.
Arroyo Grande. I was in one of those SLO, St. Louis
Obispo.
And I like bought something, and I'm like, I do need to carry this for the rest of the day, and I'm an out of town tourist. Like I
Right.
don't have bags with me. I'm on foot. Like I do need to carry this somehow. And they were like, we don't need
We
we
got-
don't
we got
have
nothing.
bags.
We
Like,
don't have any,
We just
right.
assume your car is somewhere outside. I'm like, in this situation, it's actually not. I do need to carry this, and I don't have little
have to
children or
buy a bag.
backpacks. No,
Right.
they had none. So at the next store, they were selling bags, so I had to buy. But I
fabric
bought a
bag.
shopping bag.
Right.
But it was really just
That is funny.
That I was like, okay, this is one of those situations. I promise I'll reuse it. I'll like carry my laundry in it. I'll repurpose it somehow. But I'm like,
And
I'm gonna need a bag here, people.
And I wouldn't
Right.
care about this because I recycle. I split all my garbage up. It's recyclables. I wouldn't care if we could just recycle them, but apparently that throws the entire world into a tizzy because they get caught up in the recycled machinery and all this shit.
Yeah.
And it's just not that easy to do.
And I told you about that. We had Tim and I had someone in visiting from out of town that started to lecture us on like energy. I'm like, you're in a solar house. We both drive hybrid cars. We recycle everything. Like, how much? Like, how far is this lecture gonna go before we can tell you to shut the fuck up?
right.
That was one of the funniest visitors. Like, just walk the house one time. Like, we're solar powered. We drive hybrids. How much more do we need from you, mouthy bitch?
Right.
What is a hashtag? Can Daddy and I hashtag? Do you hashtag the text while you're messaging? Do you have to have the computer on while you do it?
I
love this a lot.
Conversations are so funny. There's other ones. There's where's the what's this one? I don't know about this.
They're all funny. It doesn't matter.
Hang on.
The cat died. So we would like to post his picture on the internet. Because, you know, he was the oldest cat in Florida. I believe he was 26. And boy, he didn't look a day over 25. That's what Dad used to always say.
I have not seen that one.
Hang on.
What's a hipster? Your father says that it's some kind of description of a group of people or something, but it can't be that because your sister's dating one. And he's got one of those funny, do they call it a man bun?
I love her.
Your sister got a tattoo of your father on her calf. And she's been spinning, and so her calves are quite bulked up now. And so whenever she flexes her calf, it looks like your dad is talking. Daddy doesn't really like it very much, but it's very clever.
Oh my god, that's wrong on like 8 different
This is
levels.
so good.
Have you ever heard of a nutria? It's some sort of a big, scary, angry beaver. Your father got chased by one on the golf course the other day. He got chased by a goose in North Carolina one time, but that's neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there.
What is a nutria?
Those,
What I love is it's
Apparently
the
some
same
kind of
woman,
scary
just
beaver.
the same exact shot. She just keeps flipping through that same magazine.
yeah, just sitting there.
God,
Well, yeah, and if you
damn
watch
it.
the video, it's just a very like
Yeah.
typical looking, white mom, whatever.
Oh,
sitting there just
I have
with thumbing
not-
through
I
a
firmly
magazine.
believe it is Katie June's mom.
with her
Thumbing through
back combed
it might be
hair.
Jan the
Oh
Man.
my
That's
God.
true.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
is just so goddamn funny. I love that. I just love it.
Okay, so now I knew about the. So Harrison was saying that in Pasadena, like in most, I think it's all of California now. If I'm not sure, it went county by county, I think, that they banned plastic bags. I didn't know that they were charging them 10 cents for paper too. Like
Sure.
Like, but you did have to pay for like some places you could go and pay for the plastic bag. Oh god, and then we were so mad when we rented the house in San Diego because they didn't supply grocery bags. Which, like, when I was in Puerto Rico, the people that we rented the house from and the people in when I rent the house in Provincetown, Provincetown.
P-Town. Just say
P-Town.
P-Town. It's
That's why everybody
easier.
says P-Town.
Calm
You're not
down.
sure which one's right.
Zumba
But
this,
they give
bitch.
you grocery bags now. But the rental house in San Diego really had nothing. It was like, there's a bed. Toaster's optional.
Are we wrapped up? We're not gonna do thoughtful.
Very loud where you
We're
are.
not. We're gonna be done.
I think
You're
it's good.
taking a Zumba
Well,
class?
the trains crashed like 4 different
Right.
times.
I agree.
We might as well just take it out.
I think
We
so.
Polar
Where
Express
are
this
you? It's
bitch.
very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
All right.
Oh, thanks for a fun time,
It's
kids.
been,
I feel
in
better.
spite of our
everybody.
17 minutes of being completely off the air, it was a good, fun show. We had a good
I
time.
feel better.
And
That's
we,
all that I
we
came
had
here
more
for.
people. While we were off the air, we had more people in the chat room than we've had in weeks.
I know. Wondering what the fuck happened.
Talking to each because they like each other more than they like
So
us.
the moral of the story is when we shut the fuck up, people have a good time.
That's right. Thanks everybody for hanging with us.
Oh my God. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Everybody in the chat room. There's so many of you. Thank you.
You guys are wonderful.
Zumba, all of you. My
Zumba.
God.
Surprise ejaculate.
Next week, I promise, we will have crime scene footage in Studio C. All of us will be here. It'll be great. As we wrap up tonight's show, let's leave you with this parting thought. We will see you next Tuesday!
With the results from Iowa.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America.